Good, man. It's your boy PM, Fly McKnight, aka that guy. We back in the building. You know what I'm saying? We back for another great edition of the PM Lifestyle Podcast. If it's a lifestyle that you should be living in a good way, then it's a lifestyle we trying to provide you and give you information on. So stay tuned. If you haven't, comment, like, subscribe, man. Share the channel. It really helps a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially let people know that we're here and to be informed on what we got going on. Conversation that you might miss. So stay tuned in. We got another nice one that's going on today, man. And we definitely don't want you to miss it. So stay tuned, lock in, grab your popcorn, whatever you need to do. But we here. We here and we about to get this thing started, man. So I don't know if y'all checked it out last week. We had a guest on, Sky. She was on here with Rico. Rico is a frequent guest on here, and they were, going back about, their love and not so great love for Donald Trump in this era of this administration. So, like I like to say, unless you've been living under a rock and you haven't been seeing what's going on in the world today, especially in these here United States, one of the most controversial presidents that has been in office in the last, I could say he's number 45 and number 47. If you break that down, in some kind of way, it equals 9/11. So it's a big problem. It was a big problem in the United States, and it's a big problem right now. But we have a lot of people that's going back and forth, man, and a lot of different opinions of this guy in this administration. And we had a young lady on here, and we also had Rico on here, and they were going back and forth, and they had their opinions. She had her opinions, and it was a great conversation. And well, she's back. So um there was a lot of comments in the comment section, and I don't. It was her first time on, so I don't think a lot of people really grasped and was aware of that. And on top of that, she didn't understand where the comments was coming in and stuff like that. So if you're here, if you was locked into the conversations and you know what the comments were saying, she's back. You can ask her any questions. So all my viewers out there, y'all can just lock in, tap in. This time we're gonna be reading them piece for piece, and that way you know what's going on. So, like right now, I want to introduce Elise to the show, and we're gonna have a great conversation. So, I just want to let everybody know that we here for it. She's here for it. Here for the conversation, all respectable if you can. So, I'd like to welcome Elise to the show. Hey,
Hello. Thanks for
how you doing?
inviting me. Um,
Welcome back.
yeah, I like to I'm actually grateful you invited me on because it gets really hard when I'm at Facebook going back and forth. It gets really hard to express myself and explain my position when it comes to Trump. I
Mhm.
did read some of your comments and I see the same old is that I don't listen to facts and not to just jump ahead of it, but facts is I have been asking for facts when I was a Democrat and no one was able to answer any questions other than telling
Okay.
me Trump was racist.
All right. So before
So
we
I
get started on this card, introduce yourself so they can find out
okay,
who you are, things of that nature, and then we can go ahead and go into the conversation.
right. My name is actually Elise Toba. I changed it to Sky. From Compton, California, born and raised. Um, I graduated from Compton, well, actually from Centennial, and I graduated from Compton College, got my
Okay.
associates, and then I went on and went to DeVry and got my bachelor's. So I consider myself very educated. And
Mhm.
so I have to say that because some people don't know, they think I'm just pulling shit out of my ass when I said I have made this decision to decide to be MAGA. So anyway, I was born and raised. I grew up being a Democrat. Grew up in the hood. I can, I understand everything. I lived right down the street from the Nickerson Garden. Was that was the other ones down the street? Kenneth Hahn. I was right there.
Mhm.
So um, me being where I am is been a long journey. Like I said, it's been 6 years where I became where I am. So I'm open for anybody to ask me any questions. Again, I appreciate you bringing me on so that they can hear me out, see my side and where I'm coming from.
Okay. So you said I heard you say earlier, you said before you became a MAGA. So you don't consider yourself a Republican, you consider yourself MAGA?
Well, I consider myself both, to be honest. I like the idea of make America great again. And I
Mhm,
do like the Republicans' view simply because I was able to learn about Republicans and blacks who were the original ones who started the Republican Party. So
mhm,
I'm kind of new at learning that, but I kind of like the Republican views, especially over the past 6 years on how I've seen things evolve. I'm not with men in dresses and transitioning kids. So my values align with Republican parties like most black people back before did.
mhm. I'm glad you said that too, because a lot of people don't know that most of the parties used to be Republican before they were Democratic, excuse me. And then somewhere down the lines, it was in the 50s or something like that, it swapped over, it flipped over, and blacks became more Democratic than they did Republican. So when you say MAGA, making America great again, in your words, when was America ever great? Because I know, I can speak on, I think when what the white people might think America is great, but when did you find it great for America or Black America?
You know what? I don't know if you're familiar with a guy named Thomas Sowell. Sowell, Sowell. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name, but he
Mhm,
always talked about during the 40s and the 50s where black families were really thriving. I think
mhm,
that's when Black America was great. When during that era, he described how he said he can lay out on the balcony right there in Harlem and not even hear no gunshots. You have fathers in the home and you have families. You know what I mean?
mhm.
That's what America. And then you had home ownerships. Where it went wrong, that's where I'm trying to find out. But that's when America was great for Black America and for America in the whole. You used to have a father who can go to work and still have a woman to stay home with her kids and raise the kids. That can't happen no more. And that was for both parties, for both races. So that's when it was great to me, you know, 40s and 50s, I guess.
So,
Reagan, I want to say this to you too. I don't know if you know this, but Reagan had the same slogan in the 80s would make America great again. And there was no hoo ha about it then. You can research it right now and see that was one of his campaign slogans. So I'm assuming Trump got it from there. But all of a sudden, when Trump does it, it's a bad thing. But Reagan had it. No one made a big deal out of it.
but
So
Reagan wasn't that controversial neither back in the day. And also with Reagan, you had um, a different agenda. Yeah, you had stuff like more snuck in. I think those are two different types of presidents too. Um, I think I don't know if I told you the last time. I think that a lot of what a lot of people when you ask me, somebody I think Rico asked me, he was guys were going back and forth, do I like Trump? And my response was I don't like the people that follow the racism that follows Trump. So I think the difference between that, even though there was racism back then, that it's more blatantly in your face right now. The followers are more speaking up, they're more aggressive, they're a little bit more arrogant in which ways they do approach America. You didn't see that a couple of years ago. Can you say that's the difference?
I can say one thing I can say is what gets me is why did you not be so focused when Biden said what he said about if you have a hard time trying to figure out if you're for me or for Trump, then you're not black? Why is this not emphasis on that blatant racist comment that he made? He had made so many of them, and he's running for president, and he
Mhm.
ran after Trump, and no one bat an eye with all the comments that he has said over the years. I just don't get why you guys focus on Trump and don't say anything about this man and the things that have come out of his mouth. He even said, now let me ask you this question. When he ran, he said, hey, he's going to elect a black vice president. Imagine Donald Trump saying, hey, when I become president, I'm going to elect a white vice president woman. Everybody would have flew off the chairs. So how does it make it right for him to say that? And
Because
then we go okay with that.
he wants to show that it's a difference. We had a black president in which he worked up under, and you've never seen a black and I don't think we will ever see a black Republican president. And he could have said that, but we know that the white men don't even want the black white women to have the same privileges as most black people. So that's been a known fact. With them having the restraint or wouldn't even to vote certain years and stuff like that back in the day. The white man doesn't really even respect his own women. So to say that and was looking for, I'm saying this is in my opinion, was change, letting him know that he's not gonna hold race or any kind of card over it. So I think it was more of a transparency thing. He didn't hide it. He didn't say it behind doors. But I know a lot of the people that follow Trump um, are racist. They have racist backgrounds and things of that nature.
Well, who do you
And
know follow Trump that has a racist background? Would you name somebody?
name some. I could start with his dad. His dad
His
and
dad
Trump.
is dead. His dad is dead,
His
and
dad.
that is
Yeah,
not that has not been verifiable. I mean,
it
his
is.
dad is dead.
It's
What are
been
you
verified.
connecting it to? What are you
He
connecting that to?
Trump. Do you know about the in 1973 the systematic racial discrimination in their apartment rentals? That they used to put the C for color purple to identify a color purple as an applicant, colored person as an applicant on their application so they can deny them. And they were sued by the Department of Justice for that same act. Did you not know that?
So, if you go further, do you realize that his Trump management company and everybody else around that vicinity got sued? Go look that up. Look deeper into that. He wasn't the only one, but for some reason the media highlights that. And furthermore, it was settled without prejudice or anything anyone meant to give because it was all the landlords in the area that it had been done to it. Not only that, they wasn't even aware of it. From what I understand, if you read about it, the management company that the Trump had in working that unit were the ones that did it. So
So
if the Trump and them
Was it
did,
Trump's
I'm just
father's
saying
management company?
it was Trump management company that made that
Mhm.
decision on when they came in and did that. Not only that, it was all the landlords in that area. Wasn't
So
just them.
you don't think
It,
racism was more prominent back then too? To where they said, yeah, let's go ahead and agree with this back when this was at the 70s.
yeah,
That's
that
not
was
too
the
far from the
70s.
fit. So it's not too far from the 50s. That's when racism was really there. See, I was in Louisiana at 77. I was born in 77. I was out there in the 80s when it was whites and colors on one side. I walked with my grandmother on the white side of the track, and I stayed with her on the color side of the track. So I got a little bit of knowledge of what that is and what that feels like, especially from a strong black woman living in that era at that time. And when
Mm-hmm.
she gets on that white side of the track, she's not as strong as she is in my household. Not only that, I've had the white person, grab my cheeks and say, "This is a nice little colored boy." So I've been in Bunkie, Louisiana. If you look that up, and you can see how small it is. It's less than a dot. So to say that his dad wasn't passing on racism as much as everybody else was, that's a kind of hard one to believe when he's
Okay,
been a
but the thing, what I'm saying is, you're talking about something that happened in the '70s. Dad is dead, and where are we now? I mean, are we able to
and
go
well,
across? But
you ask me where it comes from and do I believe somebody follows him?
but
Yeah, racism
okay,
hasn't
but
stopped. You do know that,
you
right? It's still
you
going on.
said I'm saying that you brought up his father, and you saying something about, but that still doesn't mean you have nothing on Trump being a racist though. Is
You
what I'm
asked
trying to
me
say. We have
you asked
more
me to
on
name
bite.
one person. I just went to that person,
Yeah, but
but
you went to a situation where
where
the
he was
whole vicinity was getting sued. It wasn't just the Trump, and it was the management company. They didn't even know nothing about it. A bunch of them settled. Look deep into that because you're
I did.
reading into it to make it seem like they discriminated. I believe it was Section 8 people. But to pull
Okay.
that, when Joe Biden sat there and did a whole full fledged legislation that locked up thousands of black people, you're talking about something that was under the realm of some whole body of that community not wanting to rent to Section 8 people. whatever. That's what you're comparing it to versus a man who stood on the Senate floor and called us predators and initiate the 94 crime bill, which got locked up thousands of black men, all of them in there, and we're 13% already. Okay, I can't understand how you can make a comparison to that because Trump haven't did no legislation locking up black people like that SOB did. I don't understand how
Well,
y'all give
the,
him the
the
pass,
reason the
sir.
reason I can bring it up is simply because his father was sued and he lost that.
A
So for
bunch
that
of
act,
them lost in that area.
well,
All of them did.
we're only
Wasn't just
talking
him.
right now. You asked me about Trump's and who is racist following Trump. To me, he was raised by a racist. So I don't know if you ever been in a racist
You
household, but they don't do nothing but teach racism. You do know racism is taught. Not you're not born racist, right?
you
So
don't.
if it's in his household and that's what his daddy is to walk around town, that's just like me saying, and you're from Compton, California. You went to Centennial. That's just like me saying,
I graduated from
cuz around
Centennial.
my
I went to Compton High most. I finished my
okay.
last year. I hate
But
to say that.
you're in that
I
area,
wish I
right?
was Compton.
So for it to be brought or in that household or instilled in you or brought around you, and that's some it has to be around you. So if I'm saying cuz and crip this and blood that, when my kid grow up, what's his chances of saying crip this or blood that? It's pretty
But you don't have any proof that that was happening in that house. You just
I'm just
making. You just started saying.
I'm not
But
making
but what?
anything up.
But
Hold
let
on.
me.
What I'm asking you is they are you born racist or you taught racism?
Racism is taught.
Talk.
I
So
agree.
my what I'm trying to say is if that is in his house and his dad was sued for discrimination in the 70s of marking a C on colored people's applications, that's intent. And that's intent to withhold somebody down, which falls under another form of racism. In order to be right, you have to be able to systematically suppress somebody, right? Oppress them. So right now, this guy was known in the 70s for systematic racial discrimination in their apartment rentals. The DOJ investigated and used black and white testers. They sent a white person to see if they was going to pass, and then they sent a black person. He failed only the colored people, which he marked with a C. So you don't see anything wrong with that?
Well, no, I don't
Mhm.
understand why that makes Trump racist because why did Trump help Jesse Jackson in his campaign when he ran for president in
You
1984?
asked me to
No,
name
no,
one
no.
person that he
I'm telling
knows.
you, I'm answering the question because you want me to say what
I,
this is what
I
I'm
just want you to tell
getting.
the truth. I don't want you to say anything. I want
The
you to tell
truth
the truth.
is the truth is what you just said to me, it
Mhm.
can't add up with where Trump helped Jesse Jackson. You want him, I don't know how you're trying to frame it. It's like you're
I,
trying to frame
look,
it to say that
I'm
the
not.
man, but you don't have any
I
proof that
didn't
Trump was a
frame.
part of that other than he got
I,
found guilty for
you
the
asked me.
discrimination against not renting to whatever black people.
You asked me to identify
But I'm saying to
somebody
you
that he
that
was racist.
it was a lot of them that got
Mhm.
sued for that. It
Okay.
wasn't just the Trump family. And I'm telling you, they didn't even know about it because the management company that they had doing it made those decisions. They didn't even find out. Now, granted, they had to pay, but if you read it,
Who
they
had to pay?
did. If you read
But who
the
had to pay?
judgment, did you
Mhm.
read the judgment of it?
No, I just read from
Well, then you should read
what
the
the outcome,
judgment
what the
because the
disposition was.
judgment said they was not in. They weren't guilty. Read it. Read the judgment, and you'll see that they
So
wasn't
you
found
you
liable or guilty for anything. Read the
you said
judgment.
that he wasn't guilty.
Read the judgment. The judgment was something.
You tell
I'm
me what it
sorry, I
said.
can't recall, but it was something that they didn't admit guilt to. I can't recall it,
No,
but just go
the
back and research
the
what was the
settlement ended.
judgment of that.
The settlement ended, and the lawsuit did not require the Trumps to acknowledge that it was discrimination. But this
Okay.
happened. He
Okay.
failed and neglected to comply with the Fair Housing Act. So I know what you're trying to say, but you didn't read further down. He didn't
Right.
comply with
Okay.
the Fair Housing Act. The Fair Housing Act was equal housing to everyone. Trump is also wrong in saying it brought the suit was brought against many real estate developers. You're right, but it was specific buildings rented by him and his father. that he did this on. So he didn't want no colored people in his specific
I
building.
think it was Section 8 people that the management company, Trump and them didn't know. It was
Did
the
did
management
you did
company
you
decision. I'm
did
telling you,
you
look, go look it up. Look it up. So
I'm
was it the
I have
management
I have
company?
I have researched this and I have it right here on facts and
What does it say?
I'm reading to
Management
you.
company.
So this was part of the comments that was said on the podcast that no matter what we tell you, you're gonna be opposing to it. I had a lot of people say, why even do it? The young gentleman you asked me about earlier was like he didn't want to come on because you're gonna deny everything. I specifically
What
got
did what
information
okay.
to
Okay.
show you and prove to you. So you can go to AP
But
and look it up. This is on the
wait,
internet.
wait, wait, wait. Let me say
Go ahead.
something, please.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. I'm not I'm not disputing what you're finding is not true because it is true. I'm not saying it's not true what you're saying.
Okay.
Let's get that clear. I hear you. He did get found guilty or whatever that case may be. I need to go back
Mhm.
before I even speak on it because and read it over. However, there was, what you say in the judgment with judgment on a bunch of other ones. What my point is to you, okay? Because you're trying to say this incident reflects he's racist. Then you take it, sir, a little further and say what was being done in the house.
Mhm.
You haven't shown me nothing to say that his father was doing that to him in his house. I'm not denying that. Okay, did it happen? Well, if it did happen, then I got a follow-up question to ask you. Why
Go
did he
ahead.
help Jesse Jackson in 1984 if that happened in 70? Is that not fair
How,
to
and
ask
how did
and
he
then say
have
that I to,
how,
to just put me down and say, oh, she don't listen to facts when I follow it up with a question to say, well, if he's racist, why did he help Jesse Jackson in 1984? Don King, he gave all them money, rappers money, and then when they came to pay him, he tore up the check. It's right there, fact. So tell me, why is he racist if that happened with his damn daddy or whatever the case may be with that incident? And then for you to turn it around and say he's been taught that in his house, and I have not, where is the proof that he was taught that in his house? Okay, yeah, this incident happened,
Mhm.
right? Okay, yeah, but that's one thing. But then for me, hon, I look at the ramifications comparing them both. Biden sat his ass on the Senate floor, wrote legislation that locked up way more than them little bitty people who got won a case. Actually, they got made good versus these niggas in jail still. What are you guys saying to me?
So you asked me you when we first led with this, you said name one person that it might have been racist around him. I named his dad. We also
Okay.
said it's not taught and that it's taught. It's not just something that's in you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if his dad was racist, or if he wasn't racist, why would he even want to lead by stop
Why would he
having black
what?
people stay into his houses, right? And
Wait
he
a minute,
go
say that again.
why did he go against the Fair Housing Act and mark that whole application with the C? Why would he
See,
even
y'all
start
say
that?
about me, like I don't listen. Y'all just didn't listen. You just didn't listen to what I just said. You keep repeating again back to the fair housing thing. And I keep
No,
telling you that does not equate to Biden locking up
you
thousands
you
of black
wait
men
a
that's
minute.
still in
See,
jail.
hold on. You sound like Trump now because we asked you a
I'm not
question.
sounding like Trump.
You
I'm sounding
you
like
you
somebody who
go to
care about my
because guess
black
what?
men in
Hold on.
jail.
Let me tell you this. This
Why is
conversation
it hard for
hold
y'all
on,
to
hold on.
register that?
This conversation started off about Trump and his housing and racism. I told you why I don't follow
Okay.
Trump, right? You
Okay.
told me, you asked me to prove my point. So how do I know one person that was racist? I named his dad, right? And I
Okay.
told you what his father did. It is proof
Okay.
that he got sued by the Department of Justice for the Fair Housing Act in the 70s, right?
Okay.
Okay. He put a C for color. Colored meant black person other than white back in the day. It was a C for colored people. How much? What else do I need to prove? That he was under a racist dad. Like his dad didn't want colored people in his particular units. I don't want you to say nothing that you didn't want to say. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say that you said something that you didn't. I'm only gonna go off the facts of this conversation. His dad was a
Okay.
racist,
So
and he's a known racist. So that's one
Okay.
person that I know. The other
You
people that
saying
follow Trump.
you saying he's a known racist based on this incident that you just read
Mhm.
to me with this fair
'Cause
housing thing.
correct. Because other than that, guess what he wouldn't have done? He wouldn't have never done it. There's 2 ways. It's either you do or you don't. So he'd have never put that little C on that paperwork if he wasn't racist or even gave a cared about stopping some people from living in his
That was his dad, right?
because you just said, "How did he help
Right. Okay, I
Jesse?"
got that. But
And all that,
okay,
and that was his
okay,
dad.
so
That was the one
so
person
so
that I
let's
proved
just
to you.
say for time's sake and whatever, let's just say okay. We'll
Mhm.
run with that, okay?
Okay.
And you're saying that to say that Donald Trump had somebody around him racist because of that incident with the fair housing thing. That means Donald Trump has somebody racist based on his dad being
His
part
dad.
of that whatever thing that
Mhm.
happened. Okay, now let me ask you this question. Now you said that
Mhm.
I gotta find out now that we're in 2026 in the 2016. What makes you think now? What has he done? I mean, why? How can you match that up to what he did with Jesse Jackson and all that other stuff? Based on what you're telling me, I get it. Now let's move forward to where I'm
Mhm.
at.
Go ahead.
Why did he help them if that's his record?
Well,
Why did
I
he
can't
do
even
that?
tell you. I didn't know he helped with the Rainbow Coalition. I don't know
He
how
helped
he
with
done it,
Jesse
but
Jackson's
can you
presidential
enlighten
campaign too.
to what did he do in its entirety to help him out?
With Jesse Jackson,
Mhm.
what? He can't be funding his whole doggone campaign. Yeah,
Like,
Trump
damn,
behind all
what else did
that.
he do?
Trump, look it up. Go look it up. He's behind all his campaign. Jesse Jackson, he gave Don King money. He did a whole lot. He was supported Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson got caught up with that rape. He supported Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson got caught up. He helped Jennifer Hudson when she lost her family members. It's all there. Yeah, he done a
So
lot.
so
But
what
I don't
about the
know, and I
central
mean, you saying that's what he done, and so I'm like, well, dang, he loaned money to rappers, and and ripped up the paid at when they paid him back. So I want to know when you bring up his dad. I said, okay, let's give it to him. Okay, that could be a connection, but explain to me that happened in the '70s. Explain to me what is he? He even dated a black woman, So I don't understand how is he so racist versus you guys don't focus on Biden as much energy you do with Trump? It's like,
because
what has he done? Even he's not even sweeping us up and taking us over to another country. He's cleaning up our neighborhoods because where I come from and when my hood was once black, all the way, neighbors up and down the street.
how is
Now
he cleaning up
all we
the
got is
neighborhood?
Hispanics moving in. Make that
How
make sense
how is he
to
cleaning
me.
up the neighborhoods though? Trump.
What you mean?
You
Meaning
said he
he's not deep. Okay. I shouldn't probably use those words, but I'm saying he is doing what was mandated. We voted for mass deportation. And
mhm,
let me also add this because I when we sat here and Biden won and the border was open and you got Maurice watching and he'll tell you I was bitching all the time about it.
mhm.
But he wasn't. He didn't have a problem. He didn't care. And I sat there and endured for 4 years because I didn't think it was cool. Trump was elected, mandated because of deportation, because Biden let so many of them over here. If you go research it, I don't know if it was El Salvador, but those third world countries, one of them, were letting out their prisons,
Mhm.
these inmates, to come to the United States and be over here. The criminals. They're letting
Like
them
only
out.
criminals?
Huh?
Only criminals? It wasn't regular citizens either, it was just all criminals?
Well, those were coming, but I'm saying they were letting the criminals out too
Or they
coming over here.
or were they just
They
the
was
people that
letting everything over here, and nobody knew what was coming across the border. And he did it during COVID when he had us on lockdown on masks. How you let third world people come over here?
hold on, before I answer that question, Carter law says
Huh?
discriminatory actions in real estate is a form of suppression. That is a racist act. that's coming from Carla. So if you look at the bottom of the page right there, we have the comments of people
Oh
that's
shit.
actually,
You know, I'm new to this,
and I'll
I
put them on
can't
the
see
screen.
nothing.
And then Amber says, she says Trump was trying to cover up his racism to get votes. To answer your question to why he
Trump
was
was trying to
cover up racism to get votes.
how was he doing that? Ask her to elaborate. You need to bring her on the show. I need to ask her that. How was he covering up his racism?
Well, she could type it in. She said, "How was you covering up his racism?"
I wish I
Oh,
could read it. I gotta get new verse in this because
so,
you
like right
know.
on the bottom of my screen where I'm at, you can see the what people are
Oh, let me
saying
see if
about
it's right
the
here.
conversation.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Trump was
Yeah,
trying to cover
there we
up
go.
his racism to get votes.
So
Oh,
anything that they gonna say is gonna pop up there, so you kind of know what's going on before it even hits that. So
Amber, what is you saying, girl? Trump was trying to cover up his racism to get votes. How, Amber? How? Explain. I would
probably
like to
too,
know.
because you were saying that he was donating money for here or these rappers. I've never heard of him giving
Girl,
up to
he
rappers.
wasn't even talking about running at that time. When he was giving money to Jesse Jackson and helping those people out. They was just coming in because he was the man. He wasn't talking about running. If you go back and look at him, he was on Oprah. Oprah asked him, "Are you running for president?" He said, "I don't think so."
I don't
This
think so.
way back in the day. But he's
You know
always
what?
had an opinion.
You
He's
know what
not
he
doing
said back in
anything
the day too,
different.
right? About
Huh?
running. You know what he said about running as president back there? He said, "I probably run as a Republican because they're gonna believe everything I say."
I don't
I,
remember that, but I heard
he
people
said,
say that. I haven't
I
ran
can."
across that.
You
So
can
I
look.
mean I've heard it said,
He
but
said, I can shoot somebody right here, and they gonna act like I didn't do it."
I don't think you. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not believing you because I heard it said
No,
before. I just haven't.
that's what he said. That's what Trump said, and he said,
Right.
"If I
I said
do
I'm not
run, I'm
saying that.
gonna run as a Republican because
Right.
they'll
I'm
believe
not.
everything I'm
I've
saying."
heard that, but you know what? I've learned not to just take. No
Did you not?
offense.
You didn't look it up though. Like you didn't go look and see if he really said that.
I will after the show. I will. But what I want to
So
say to you,
I gotta ask you: have you ever searched anything that he has done, or do you find anything that he's doing wrong?
yeah, I've researched stuff he has
Okay.
done.
So
I've researched
give me
a
something
lot of
that you
stuff
think
he's
he's doing.
done. Huh?
Something that he give me something that he's doing wrong. I don't think you have it in you. Give me something that you think that Trump is doing wrong right now.
Well, one
What you
thing I
looking at?
thought he did wrong a lot was talking too much. Like, I always got something to clap back and say. I wish he would shut up sometimes. That's
Sometimes
what I don't like sometimes about him because he do talk a lot. He
you
be
know they
having
say
to,
that about his supporters too, though, right?
huh?
You know they say that about his supporters too.
I mean, yeah, they say that about supported, but I say a lot about you guys too. You know, you guys
Wait,
think you can
who
say something.
who is
You
you
feel you
guys?
guys are in a
What am
bubble. You in
what am
one
I?
little bubble, and you all in the one think tank, think the same. And
What
so
am
when
I
one
though?
of us come out of it, all of a sudden we're all these different type of name calling because we think different. And I'm
What
just
am I?
asking you a few questions. You never reflected on it. You just kept going back to the housing thing as if
Be-
that's a big hoo-ha.
Nah,
In my
because
opinion, it's not
I
big
don't
when you
like
locked up
I don't like
thousands of
nothing to
black
be
men on
overlooked.
legislation. Do you know how significant that is on legislation? You locked up thousands of black men.
So let me ask you
That
this.
don't hit nowhere with you.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I do have before I go there. I do have a problem with black men getting locked up. It's the you still have to commit the crime. It's the time that's the difference. A white man can do the same crime. He molest. I just seen somebody molest a kid. He got 90 days probation. I seen a girl steal some shoes. She got 5 years in jail. So that's the That's the problem with getting locked up. Black people are serving more time for the same crimes or more, or white people are getting less than the same person. So we can go steal the same shoe at the same store. 9 times out of 10, that white dude's gonna get a break. We're gonna get a
But
slap on
would
the
you
wrist.
have that same excuse if Trump was on the floor talking like that? You see how you just excuse biting away and just say, well, those
Because
black men did the
I'm
crime, they should have been in jail. Not
I'm
if
gonna tell
this
you this.
sucker, why
This is the thing. I
what
know how to
bothers
stick to
me.
the narrative. If we're talking about Boys in the Hood, the movie, I'm not gonna talk about Menace to Society or what happened at Disneyland. I'm gonna take you scene for scene of what happened in Boys in the Hood.
Well,
Then I'm gonna take
Well,
you to the sitcom Dynasty. We want to talk
mm,
about
mm,
Dynasty. I'm gonna talk strict. I'm not gonna bring in so and so and so and so about what happened on Dynasty. This episode
well,
is about
I
why are
have to
you a supporter
because you
of
know
what
why I
Trump?
say that. You know why I say that. I'm gonna be honest why I say that
Hmm.
because I gotta say this because it's crucial to me. And correct me. Trump was in office for 4 years.
Hmm.
Then Biden was in office for 4 years. We got both. We got a taste of both.
Hmm.
So my thing is, when Biden was in office, were you okay with what was happening?
Let me tell you this again. I asked you before we do it, before we went here, because you said y'all and you people, however you said it, phrase it as if I am on this side. Do you know where I stand politically?
Well, no, I don't. Then let me ask you, where do
No.
you stand?
So when you put me in this bucket of everybody else, and then now you're confused. I don't trust either side. So I'm able to
Mhm.
call a spade a spade. I can tell you what they're doing right, and I can tell you what they're doing wrong. You asked me earlier about the racist people that follows Donald Trump. I tell you, I don't hate, not hate. I don't hate him because I don't hate anyone. I said I dislike what follows him, which is the racism, which is how we got on the public housing stuff. So now you asked me to name one race person that he knew. I knew it was his dad. It means he was bred in it. So the other groups that have shown support for Donald Trump is the most known one, KKK, white supremacist organization, historically Trump's buddy. The Proud Boys, for a right group known for nationalist and often racist views. Oath Keepers, American Identity Movement, neo-Nazi groups, alt-right. Have you heard of any of these groups?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't think that their association and their praise for Trump is valid, or that they follow this dude? I mean, that's five groups, maybe six groups of racism guys, racist groups that have thousands of people. So I just try to stick to his dad. But since you made me bring up the racist group, what do you think about that?
I think personally, you sit there and say you're not for either side, but when you where you talk like you on that side, because that's exactly how they talk. They
I,
talk like
I'm
if
telling
they
you,
come. I just need
go
to
ahead,
finish because I
go ahead,
listen to you,
go ahead. I got
but
you.
everything on that side, all they talk about is race this, race that, racism this, racism that.
Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not trying to put nothing you're saying is down, but what is it, what is it getting you? What is it proving that you keep harping on that? Is it where we are today? And I'm not trying to change them. I'm just saying, why is you we had Joe Biden and he was a non-racist. Why are we still talking about Trump being one? And what is that doing to prove? Is it
Why?
advancing us? Is it advancing us, or why are we talking about it? I need to
Because
know what is
we
your point
we
with it.
still haven't gotten rid of it. Racism. It still exists. We still have
Well,
people
why
dying.
we didn't get rid of it under Obama? Obama,
Hold on. We still have people dying by the hands of these people, right? We
we
have
they were
now
down under
seen.
Obama too.
Okay, but check this out. Since ICE have been in the building, do you know all your ICE agents come from these same following groups that he has
No,
following
they
him?
don't. The two ICE agents that shot them people down in Minnesota were Hispanics
I'm
from
glad
the
you said
Hispanic.
that.
Go look it up.
No,
They
but I'm
come from
saying, so
Hispanic
you mean to
origin.
tell me,
Yes.
do you know of the Oath Keepers?
Look,
Yes or no?
I'm not
Do
going
you,
down that pathway because it's
I,
irrelevant. What is it
it's
going to
just a,
do? What black
I'm
people
asking
always
to
talking
prove
about
my
this
point.
same shit? It's not stopping us though.
Hold on.
That
You
shit
got
is
the
crazy
power.
that y'all bringing up the
Hold
oath.
on.
What are the
This
oath
is not
keepers supposed to
old.
be?
Let me
You
tell
want
you
to
this.
follow Kamala Harris?
Hold
Is that who
on.
you want to follow?
The Ku Klux Klan has
But
been
what are
around
we
for a
supposed to do?
long time.
Answer me. What if not Trump? Who?
Hold on.
If not Trump, who?
Wait.
Tell me.
See, what you don't understand is we got a mute button on here. So as much as you can talk, I can cut you off. I'm trying to respectfully have this conversation with you. So I'm gonna unmute you and I need you to listen. Okay. So what does
Okay.
it have to do? Racism is a major part of Americans' history. The Ku Klux Klan has stopped people from voting. They used to sit at the voting terminals and scare black people away. So yeah, it's still a problem, and this is still a problem. Why 9/11 took place? Don't you know that a week before 9/11 was brought up, is that they was about to investigate the internal people that's in the KK that sit in the office in high ranking places. So instead of their names getting out, they decided to say, hey, you know what? Let's make something divert. Something like this Iran war. The Proud Boys is known for racist stuff and oppressions for support for Trump. The insurrection of the Capitol on January 6th was full of all these people that I just named. So you ask me, why is that a problem? Because today and this time it's still going on. So it doesn't have any, because Biden is gone out of the office. And guess what? We still got all this racist stuff going on under Trump. All your January 6th, all your insurrection, now everybody's reading from the Turner diaries. It still exists. So unless you can Thanos and make that disappear under Trump, it ain't gonna happen. I really think if he came in office and denounced those people, he'll have the followers that you're looking for.
So let me tell you this for one thing. When you get off of here, you go on TikTok or whatever and go Google Trump denouncing the KKK. It's gonna all pop up. He's denounced it. He's denounced it. He's denounced it. It's all there. I challenge you. Go TikTok. Donald Trump denouncing KKK. He's standing there big as day on all the platforms denouncing the KKK. Now, the Proud Boys was not at the Capitol. Go research it. The guy got arrested and he wasn't even there. Research it. Write it down and research it. The Proud Boy dude, they said that they arrested, he wasn't even at the Capitol and they arrested him anyway. He wasn't there. Also,
Mhm.
the Capitol, the police let them in. The police escort them in. So they was walking around. I don't know how that was a storming the Capitol. There's footages out there about that. So I want to ask you a question. With all that being said, what does that have to do with the black advancement of black people? Why are we focused on that? Why aren't we focused on economic strategies to pull us out of welfare and other things and programs that we need? Because those out whatever the racial group you talked about ain't stopping the black community because they're not there. They're not up in our community.
So you don't consider them
They
to be a
not
threat
they're
under this
not in our
president?
community. You have black leaders, black Democrats in our community locally that can that can put things together for us as a group, because
Mhm,
Proud Boys not in the hood. Proud Boys not on 122nd Street. Proud Boys is not in Chicago over wherever Inglewood is. Proud Boys not
mhm.
in there. So bringing that up has nothing to do with our community and it thriving. I know that we once thrived. I don't know why we can't thrive anymore. I don't know why we keep talking and bitching about Trump being associated with something when ain't shit stopping us. We not drinking our different water fountains any damn more. We got the same rights they got. We got money galore if we pull it together, but we can't seem to get together. You can buy a whole damn neighborhood the way Black Dollar used to be, but we have so many kids and killing each other. I don't
Mhm.
care about these fucking racial groups because they not in my neighborhood. They not in your neighborhood down in South Dallas either in Oak Cliff. It's us. So all
Because
this Proud Boy, bring their ass in the hood and see what's gonna happen.
and
They
that's
gonna get ran out of
exactly
there, but why
exactly
can't we
what
do something?
let me tell you, the KKK used to hide in hoods and stuff like that, right? They wear the hoods. They came from us, and first of all, the black ones. That's why they looked at Kanye West and say he crazy for wearing that. Now they stole that identity. But what they're gonna do is they're cowards. They're gonna hide out in the country. They're gonna hide out where they at because they can't just come out here and blend in and be with us because we are in a certain section. So why does it affect us? Because they're trying to make us stay in those areas by oppressing and
But it
stopping.
be the
Just
black
like what
Democrat
Trump,
leaders that making us stay there.
just like Trump did a certain thing, and I can't
Trump
blame it
ain't in
on
the hood, sweetheart.
no,
Trump
what
is
I'm
not
saying is,
local.
I'm talking about like what his dad did on those applications
That's years
systematically.
ago. Stop. No, that's years. We talking about now
Has
though.
it
That's
has been
years
going
ago.
on
Nothing. The man's
and
dead.
going
He
on,
can't
right?
stop nothing in the community.
So For a little history lesson, we had you do remember the Oklahoma City bombing, right? You do remember what happened in South Carolina and Carolina, period, right? Correct. You do remember what happened in Oklahoma City, right? When they tore down Black Wall Street. So we've been building
What you
things
mean,
up for
Tulsa?
years.
That happened years ago.
It it's you have you ever heard the saying?
You talking about when they tore down Wall Street back in the
Have you
day?
heard the saying that says history repeats
What?
itself? And right now,
What?
look, it says in 1980, that's the question from earlier from Amber, my bad. 1998 interview in People's Magazine, it says if we was to run for president, I'd run as a Republican because they're the dumbest group and voters in this country.
Where
That's
is
what
that coming from? I didn't hear you where you say you got it from.
that's where you said you asked Amber to look up where he said that about voting
But
I mean, running as a
where
Republican.
source is it from? Is
That's
it from?
People
I gotta look it
Magazine.
up
That's very
myself. Wait a minute, say it again.
People
Anyway,
Magazine is a very
I want to
popular
ask you a
magazine.
question.
Type.
I want to ask you this question. I really
Go
do.
ahead.
This was came across my mind. If you let me ask you something about what happened back in the day where we were once drinking out of different water fountains, right?
Mhm.
Blacks, color only, whites only. What happened that changed? What laws or what happened? Was it the civil rights movement or what was it that made
Civil
that
rights
go
was
away?
that was just over time. The civil rights movement was equal rights for people to have jobs and this equal rights period. It just wasn't for black people, it was for multiple people.
But
Everybody
I'm
that came
saying,
here.
but what significantly, black people were the one. They wasn't saying Mexicans only and Indians only and Chinese only. We're saying black only and white only. Please stop it.
Hold
But
on, hold
that's what
on.
was
You
going on at the
in
time, and so basically,
Japanese Americans,
significantly.
hold on. Japanese Americans from 1942 to 1945 had a
But
problem
what
after
I'm
they
saying,
attacked Pearl Harbor. They had a problem. I don't know if you remember that, but they took all that from the Japanese people. Later on in the 80s, I believe, they designed it to come back into where they took all their property, but they were treated like Negroes out here back in that time. So I don't know if you remember that,
what
especially
I'm
being
talking
from San
about when
Francisco.
the most big thing in America was white only, black only. That was the
Mhm.
big deal, wasn't it? Was it not?
No, it's
Was it?
white
What did they
and
have?
Chappelle.
Black only, color only, and white only.
It was white against everybody. I
Did
don't
they
know
have
if
white
that
only and black only signs? Black bathrooms, white bathrooms. Did they have
in
that?
certain they did have that. Yes,
Did they have that in the United States of America?
they had that in the United States of America.
Thank you.
Along
That's
with
all I want you to
that,
say. They had black on. What I'm.
they had
What,
that,
may I
but
finish? They had black
we had
only.
more
They had
people here than just black people. You do know that, right?
they had black people only and white. That was the big deal, though. They didn't have
So
no signs of nobody else. They had
you
whites and they they had
what year was
whites
this? What year
back
was
in the
this?
segregation time. They had white only and color only. I think
So
I saw all that back when
what
we
the
look at
year of
movies. What
1942 to 1945?
okay, but we still
Japanese
had it,
people
right?
just
But that
fall?
still was part.
Did
But
they
that
just
still was
fall out
part.
the sky, or was it just niggas and white people here?
Was it still was part of the racism? It was about us, right? Blacks
It,
and whites.
it was white
What was the
against
war about? What was the Civil
everybody.
War about?
It was freedom of
What was the
black people,
Civil War about?
the freedom of the people from the South, right?
What
And
was
then what?
the
Why?
Civil War about?
What you tell me since I answered it, and you said
It
it
was
was
about slaves, freeing the
slaves, right?
slaves.
Freedom from where? The South, correct?
Freedom, freeing the slaves.
And who was already free?
The blacks
People
were
in the North.
slaves.
Okay, so if we
Okay, the
bring
Civil War was about freeing the slaves. Southerners wanted the slaves to stay, and the Northern wanted
one of
them
them free.
free.
Okay,
So
so I'm
my
gonna ask you
point
this:
is,
Do
sir,
you believe
we
it was
wouldn't
only?
be with your did your grandmother and grandfather was able to purchase a house. White people had to sacrifice too to get us where we are today. Is my point. When I
Sacrifice what?
watched Mississippi burning, I seen two white kids get killed with a black kid. I seen
Sa-
in that marching,
what?
I seen
What did
white
they
people walking with
sacrifice?
Martin Luther King. In one of them movies, I seen them white women helping drive them people doing that boycott. So we didn't make it by ourselves. White
What
people had
did
to help
they?
us.
What did they have to
White
stop?
people had to help us somewhere
So
along the line. We didn't get there by ourselves.
was black people the only people on this during that time? Are we the only people that's having a problem with white people at that time?
What?
Were black people the only people having issues with white people in that time? You said in the 70s, the 50s, and all that. Were we the only people having issues with slavery and fair being treated fairly?
I'm trying to see where your point is, but go ahead.
You gotta hear the question to answer the question.
I'm just trying to see
Stop
where you're
being so
going.
defensive. We're having a
I'm
conversation.
not
I'm
getting
asking you,
defensive. I'm
were
just not seeing where you're
Negroes,
going with
colored
it.
people, only people that were being stopped from progress back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s? No, we
Wait a
wasn't.
minute, what you say again?
Basically, we wasn't in this by ourselves, right? White people have been trying to run this country for the longest. So if you don't see that from that aspect of it, that's why you have all these different rules and laws that have came into place. The Fair Housing Act, civil rights and freedoms and stuff that we do have. Is because, like you said, we were itching to get that freedom. Now, in today's time, now we do have that freedom. We still can't get certain people to understand that they're free. You know what I mean? So while they're running around still voting against their beliefs or ignorantly not really knowing what's going on, that's why we have the situation that we're in. You know what I mean? We still have people saying that, oh, we not locked up. Oh, we been free. We can buy houses now. That has not anything to do with it. We still have racism. We still have suppression. We still have a lot of things that's holding not only black people down, but we're having a right now we have a president in office that's holding a lot of people down. They wanna make it to where if it's not white, it's not right, and I don't see how what's so confusing about that, because like you said, most of the people that's coming in to help him push this initiative are the Proud Boys and stuff that's been people that have been sitting around for years waiting for somebody to be this ignorant to come in office and to make this types of statements that they can back them with this ignorance and support a president that will go out there and free all those people that did the insurrection on the Capitol. You don't see anything wrong with that at all? Was
I'm
that a
sorry, but I
very
can't get past
not
how
e
come none of this got done when Obama was president.
because nobody stormed the Capitol. He
Wait a minute,
wouldn't
but Obama, nobody should have had to if Obama was in charge and he had a full. When his first 2 years, Obama had uh, the House and the Senate for Democrats.
so
What? Why did not he?
that's a
Why
reason to
did
storm the that's a reason to
no
storm
no
the
no no
Capitol?
no the storm in the Capitol again? I'm gonna say this one more time. You got your view, I got mine, but I'm gonna ask you to review it again. The Capitol Police open up and let them in. They were touring the place. Okay, they were
You said
escorting those people. That was not a storm. You only saw one segment of what the media showed you. Okay,
so
I will send you some of the tapes that been oh released.
wait, so
They
you said
released some tapes to
they were
show you that
touring the
police
Capitol?
were escorting those members through the Capitol. Okay? So it was
So
like a setup.
oh,
They
so
had
that
a guy out there named Ray Epps, don't know what happened to him, telling
mhm,
people to go into the Capitol. So that was an orchestrated design, something to happen. Okay. You might not believe it, just like you tell me your theories, I'm telling you mine. The problem is when I tell you mine, y'all act like I don't know, but you tell me the same thing and I try to respect it. But I'm telling
I
you,
mean,
that
because the
was
truth is
set
the
up.
truth.
This storming
So you
the
mean to tell
Capitol.
me it was set up, but yet he denied that he sent them down there, but it was set up. But I'm
He
watching
denied
him.
sitting
So
who down?
then explain this to me. If you were allowed into the Capitol and you were just getting a tour, why break the windows and bring a noose with you and
That's
set
what
up
I'm
a
trying to
whole
tell
noose?
you. That was
You ain't
one
tell me
side.
nothing.
I'm
You
telling
told
you.
me it was a tour of the Capitol and
Okay,
they was let in
listen.
by the police. So why did three
One
police
side,
officers
listen. They showed
hold
you
on. Why did three police officers commit suicide? Why break the windows? If they letting you in for free, you should just be able to go in there for free.
one side was erratic. It was one side they showed you. There was another side. They let them in. They took the barricades down. Okay, the side you saw, that was a wild side. There was another side that wasn't
Right.
doing it. All
Right. So you
right.
mean to tell me they had people that was acting wild on one side
Yeah.
that was
Go
acting
research it.
turned
All
up,
I'm telling you, go look
but
it
the
up. Go look it
hold on,
up.
I'm just gonna see common sense. You had a way to get in with no opposition, and they were going through. But then you had some dumb people over here that's causing problems on the other side of a banner or a barricade that just didn't go around the barricade and walk into the.
Yeah.
Can you make that make sense? Like, why
Yeah,
would
if you
you
go
ever
look it
do
up,
that?
you know how big the Capitol is? Have you seen it?
You don't. You know the front door is the front door and the back door is the back
Okay, the
door. So you tell me
Capitol
these?
has
Hold on. You telling me that these hillbillies don't know how to use a door? Is what you trying to tell me? That the Republicans don't know how to use a door? Is that what you telling me? That they say, nah, then we gonna take the window. Come on now. Come on, at least. For real.
I'm telling you one more time, the Capitol, there was one side that was being breached and it was wild, and then there was another side, they were allowing them in. They even took the barricades down and let the crowd in. If you go back and research it, it's all there. Just go look it up. Okay. I'm
I
just
don't
telling you, it
think
wasn't no they
much.
set that up, they orchestrated it.
I don't
Wasn't
think
no
much.
storming, no Capitol.
I don't think much
Only
research is
person that
needed.
got shot and killed was a white lady that was a Republican, a Trump supporter.
And what if they was letting them in? Why would she get shot? And why would the man
Because
go
she was on the
free?
wild side, sir. There was a side that the side you saw, that was the side where she got shot at. The one that they
Like,
was
hold
all
on, hold
acting a
on, hold on.
fool at.
Come on, Elise. You got to do better than this. So you mean to
No,
tell
I'm
me there,
telling you what I'm telling you.
oh, let
There
me
was
see if
certain
I'm
sections
comprehending
of the
this.
Capitol. One
Hold on.
section, yeah, they was acting up, they was going in, they was acting up, and then there was another side that was letting them in. It wasn't all wild
Okay.
and willy. They were
So
walking
I
through
ain't,
there.
I ain't the only person watching this. So let me see if
I
I'm
really
confused.
don't give a
Hold,
damn who's watching it.
no,
I'm
wait,
telling you,
hold
all
on,
you
hold
got to
on.
do is go look it
I,
up.
I'm we here in front of each other, correct? Now there's
Go
another
look it
person
up.
that says
It's
they were
right there. But
convicted.
what you
Hold
guys
on.
don't do, you don't want to look up anything. You want to believe what you want to believe and just keep it there. When I'm challenging you to go look it up, you want to act like, oh, come on, come on. No, prove me wrong. Then
Because
look it up.
well, let me ask you this. Because if I look it up, I'm gonna see the same thing that my eyes been telling me, and they've been
No,
with me for
look it up.
48.
Say
My eyes
say
been with me
Capitol
for four.
Police escorting
Hold
January
on.
Sixers.
So somebody else that missed this said they were convicted by law for an insurrection, and they
They
were
were.
jailed,
They
and they
were.
stormed the Capitol. So you mean to tell me? Let me make this make sense. You said there was one side. There's one building, one complete building. One that has an entrance that you can just go freely neely into this entrance and get in there all day with
I
no
said the
pushing.
Capitol Police let
It was
some
doing
of
a
them
tour.
in. I said the Capitol Police let
Okay.
some of them
Some
in.
of 'em in. Okay. And
Right.
then what he took
There was
what
one side where
so
they stormed it. They did what they did.
mhm,
But what I'm telling you, when you look on the inside camera, because it's there, research it. They were walking through there. And whoever said they were convicted, yes, they got convicted for walking in the Capitol.
so
Even if
if
they
you
didn't do anything, yes, they got
so
convicted. Grandmamas,
why would they
grandmamas.
get
Look up a grandmother who
convicted?
had cancer. Look up a
Why
grandmother. Look up a
why would they
grandmother.
be convicted if they
Look,
were let into
look,
the show
look up.
into there?
Look. Okay, I don't know, but look up look him up. I'm telling you, a grandmother with cancer was convicted who was in the Capitol walking. You ask
Okay.
them why they convicted them. I don't know. That's why Trump pardoned them
You know,
because they got convicted like that.
let me tell you, you know why? Because it's called trespassing. You can't be in a place that you're not invited to. No matter if they storming the Capitol, you
Okay, but why the BLM
hold on,
riders
Sky.
didn't go to
Hold
jail?
on, Sky.
Why the
Hold on,
BLM riders didn't go to
hold on,
jail?
hold on. So you have people breaking on windows. If there's an open door, why break in if it's an open door? Don't you know they ought to say, "Hey, it's open over here. Don't do that. You breaking the law. Come on over here." Come on, Sky. You gotta
Let
be
me
better.
say this. You're not gonna gaslight me down this. I am
I'm
telling you
not
what I
got.
saw and what's there.
Okay, well
What and if you
let me
can't
change
and
it.
you cannot,
Let me
if you
change it.
haven't researched it and looked up what I said, you can't say come on because you
At
haven't
least,
saw what I'm
at
telling you.
least, I
Come back
say
and
that
say that.
I've seen them
Because
videos
I'm telling you what
a
is I'm
thousand times,
look,
and you know
I'm
what I
telling
seen?
you,
You know what
like
I
I
seen in them
said,
videos? I seen the Proud Boys and all their people being escorted by themselves into a building looking for Nancy Pelosi. They were actually arrested for trespassing in the insurrection. That's no different than we have a Popeye's chicken. You're able to walk into the front door and I'm going through the drive-through window. Come on, it's not making any sense. If you're gonna see the
Well, it's
majority
not
of your
making
people,
any sense because you don't know whether or
well,
not you don't know
you don't
anything about the judicial system, or if it was
what's
one sided. I
that's
am telling you, if
that's
you
got
let
to
me
do with
speak,
them
why you
breaking
keep
into the
cutting me off?
Capitol.
Why do you keep
Because
cutting me off?
you said that I
Let me
don't know
let me
anything about
finish.
the judicial system, and I'm talking about
I'm
a
telling
burglary.
you.
So let me
I'm
ask you,
telling you.
can you answer my question? Why would
I'm
they
telling you.
why would they break in on one side and not walk in on the side with the door
When
laid
I
wide
said to
open?
you that day, it was thousands of people out there, right?
Mhm.
Okay. People had cameras. They had cameras. One side, yes, the Capitol was breached, but there's footage out there. There's footage
Okay.
out there watching the Capitol policemen allow them to break through the damn thing.
Mhm.
Okay? It's right there. And if I can find it, and when I find it, I will put it in your box and let you see it.
Please do that.
Okay.
Now let me tell you something. Oh, go ahead.
Secondly, there was another footage which was released where you got people, and I'm going to ask you a question. You got people walking, just walking. They went into the Senate chamber. They went in Nancy Pelosi office. There was a police escort with them. They still got put in jail. They still arrested them because whatever they went in the Capitol, they still got arrested. They arrested a grandmama with cancer and was gonna give that woman 3 years. The reason why Trump pardoned her because it was harsh, and the BLM rioters didn't go to jail or didn't get charged with nothing, so he
The
pardoned them.
reason the reason he pardoned them is because they was following him and they were his people. He
No,
told them to
he
go down
pardoned
there. They
them
got in trouble.
exactly what I told you why he pardoned them.
They
Okay,
shouldn't have
you
been down there in
creating
the
it and
first
making it
place.
up. I'm telling you
No,
why he
I'm
pardoned
not,
them.
because they broke a law.
You don't. I'm telling you, he pardoned them because it was harsh,
So
and the
did
BLM rioters didn't
did
get
they
charged. Go and look that up.
did they not get arrested?
They got arrested. Yes, they was in jail. Okay, but
Okay.
he pardoned them
So
because the
you
BLM
don't get
rioters did not
arrested
go to
just
jail.
you just don't get arrested on GP. Police, you know that, right? Police just can't walk down the street and say, "Hey, nigga, you that car." That ain't happening these days and
I
times.
just told you they got arrested because
So
they were in there. It was bullshit
what
because they
it's
wasn't
called
doing nothing.
trespassing at
Okay.
least.
Okay, but the BLM rioters didn't go
You
to jail, but they
go
still
to
went to jail for
hey
3 years. It was harsh.
go to
Okay.
go to
They wasn't
Walmart right now
what
and
I'm
get
trying to
found in
tell
their
you. They didn't
bathroom after
storm it. They
hours.
did. You're not gonna win this. You're not.
This is not a
You're not
win
finna make
or a
this out
lose
of
for
trying to no,
anybody.
you're not. You're not finna do
Look,
it.
now
Okay,
you're
you're not
getting in
doing
your
it.
feelings
You
because it's not
trying to
making any
twist this
sense.
into no, you're not doing it. Okay,
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
say, can
what
I
am I
speak?
trying to
You're
twist this
trying to
into?
imply or make it seem like, oh, well, they got arrested. No, what I'm saying, the reason why they got arrested was at now you're gonna mute me.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak all that
Okay,
because
the
right
reason
now it's
why at
crazy. Go
that
ahead.
time Biden was in the office. His
What does that
DOJ.
have to do with Biden?
Can let me finish?
Your president was still
Let
in
me
office.
finish.
Your
Let me
president was still
finish.
president.
Let me finish.
Finish with your
When
president being
they
president.
thank you. When they stormed that Capitol, do you know how long it takes time for people to get charged, to go to court? By that time, Trump was out of office. Biden had taken over when they were going to trial. All right?
Okay.
It goes through the process.
Okay.
So they were being convicted under Biden after he got in office. His
Right.
DOJ convicted them. Trump
Mhm.
wasn't no longer in office. Look it up. So
Okay.
they charged them
So
over excessively
okay.
because based on what they saw, those people were lured in there. And I'm just saying, people were out there. It's all on tape. But Biden DOJ charged those people and convicted them. BLM went in and did a whole lot of stuff, and Kamala set up a bail bond for them. None of them did crime, did a charge, and they vandalized and tore everything up. So let's level the playing field. We're gonna let him out when he got back in office. They had already served 2 or 3 years with Biden in office. That's
You know
enough.
why
They can
and you
come
know why
out.
they went to jail?
They
Because
already
they
been
did a
in there
crime.
3 years.
They did
They
a
can come
crime and they
out.
broke down and
They
they did a
already been
crime.
in there three
If
years.
they
When Trump
if
got in
they just
office, he let them
they
out.
would have that's
Three
because they
years is
did
enough.
damage. You had 6 people die
Well,
that
they
day.
did
3
their
of them have
time. 3 years
committed
was enough.
suicide, and you're what you call them. It's
Damn.
supposed to be
Y'all act like y'all so
it's
scrutinized on
it's
Trump, but
supposed to
don't fuck
be
with nothing with
treason.
Biden.
It's supposed to be treason, and this
But why
conversation
you
ain't
ain't
a
this critical when
this.
Biden was in office? Y'all didn't say
You know
shit
why?
about Biden.
Let me tell you why. Because I didn't have this podcast when Biden was office, and then I didn't have a Black for Trump on here when he was in office. You were here. You decided to come. We're talking about Trump.
Yeah,
This ain't got nothing to do
I'm
with
open
Biden.
to it
Okay,
because I
so
like to
let's
know where
well,
you
if
guys
you're
are
open,
where
hold on. If
you
you're
guys are
open
stuck
to
on
it,
Trump so tough for.
if you're open to it, stop bringing up Biden. We're not gonna
I
bring up
got to.
Biden. We're not gonna bring up Kamala. That is a diversion.
I
That's what
have to
he
bring it
does when
up
he can't.
because
No, you
I
don't. Because
have to bring it up because
if your
I
president is
have to
all of
bring it
what you
up.
say, hold on. If your president is all of who he say he is, you don't have to bring up nobody else. You don't. You can talk
Well,
strictly about your president. Why is it every
okay,
time? So let's
okay,
do
but
this.
no, I
If
gotta
you
bring them
are,
up because
hold on. If
to
you are that person, let's just talk about Trump
well,
without
let me
bringing
ask you
nobody
this
else up.
question. Let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
this question.
Go ahead.
If not Trump, who?
The next person that we're gonna have as a
Who's the
candidate,
next
'cause right
person?
now,
Who's the next
whoever's
person?
running, I don't know who's running right now, but I know Trump
See
ain't
what I'm
the
saying?
solution.
Y'all have no
He's not the solution.
solutions. Y'all have
He is not
none.
the solution.
Well, who is?
Like I said, when we find out the
There we
candidates,
go. See?
I
None.
would do research, and guess what? It don't matter if
There you
he's
go. You
Republican.
do research,
Hold
but you
on.
bitching about
I
him.
would
But y'all have
because
no
I
solutions.
know about this dude. This dude has gained 35 felonies. He has
Oh my God.
freed
Oh
up a lot
Lord,
of
help us
people
all.
from the insurrection. He has redacted his name from the Epstein files. If a man had that much
He
deep,
did not
so did
redact
hold on.
his name.
Excuse me. He hired the person that did. So
How
do
you know
you?
that? You read the proof.
So he didn't hire Bundy. That the white chick.
Who? Bundy ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
That's not the lady that has the files on her desk.
No. Do you know who
It's not.
had the files?
Okay, so
She doesn't. She read the grant.
why
Look.
is she going
Let
so
me
hard
look
in
it
the
up. Let
paint
me show you.
in the
Let me
court?
show you. Hold
Please
up.
do.
Let me show you.
Please do. Because this is it's crazy that you can say this and then you want to bring up other people and it's the facts is right in front of you. This dude's name is in the Epstein files over 1 million times in the file that's 1 million files deep. And if he is such of a person that you said he was, why didn't he just say, "Hey man, release the files unredacted"? I don't care what's in it because I know I didn't do anything, but he can't say that. We've had pages after pages after pages after pages that's black lined out. And yet this dude want to go start a war with Iran. So I know the people are watching right now, like they said. Marquise is laughing. P. Ward is laughing. He said, "Stop lying." And then Carla says they defecated and urinated on several Democratic officers' desks. You can't break in a place and say that you're not causing any crime, but then they're totally causing crime, then you get arrested for it,
Okay,
and
listen.
then you
This
got to
what
get
it
pardoned
says.
for it.
Listen what it says.
Go
Listen
ahead.
what it says. It says grand jury material. They are extremely restricted. Only a federal court can can authorize release. They are almost always kept confidential. So Pamela Bondi don't have the control to do it.
They sat on her desk.
I'm
The
telling
file
you,
sat on her desk.
listen.
That has been a big
Oh God,
question.
let me
Type
leave
that
it
in.
alone. Because he
Type
gonna
that
believe what
in.
he wanna
No,
believe
because
no
you
matter
need,
what. I'm telling you,
Elise, you really
that's why
need to
the
know
reason why
this.
Biden couldn't get them open was because again, no president can order them open. Trump, when he first ordered them, they were fully redacted. The Congress raised all that hell. Now it's unredacted. Congress members are able to view it now. They're
So
reviewing it
when Trump
unredacted.
got them, they were unredacted. They was redacted when Trump got them.
They no, I'm saying now, recently, they
Hmm.
became unredacted.
And why is
Recently.
that? Why is that?
Because Congress was raising hell, they wanted to see the files unredacted. They
So
were redacted, so they raised hell. So finally, they
why
released them
redact them in the first
unredacted.
place, Elise? Why would you
Huh?
redact them in the first place?
I just told you the president, no president can authorize them. The grand jury blocked it. It's read it.
It was a jury that made them. They made a
Google
new
it.
law to for
Google
them
it.
to
I'll do it
even
again.
see the
Why? Let me do.
files.
I'm gonna do it again and
To
send it
see
to
the
you.
files,
I'm gonna give it to you and send it to you. They cannot order it done. No president can
Elise.
order it. There's
Why?
separates of powers. There's
Why did
judicial,
they? Why did they
executive.
come? Why did the
They're
files
separate
come
of power.
redacted?
Listen, they're separate of powers: judicial, executive, and legislation. The executive can't order judicial to do nothing. They
Uh,
had them redacted. They had to go through the grand jury. They had to do all this jumping through hoops to get those files where they are today. That's why it took so long. This is why Biden wasn't able to do it. I'm just telling you why it wasn't done. I'm giving Biden credit
so do this. I
because it
don't
could
care.
have came out
Again,
under him, but
let me
he
tell you
had no
again.
authority to do it either.
I'm
When
not
Trump got in
talking.
office, he said he'll order them
I'm.
open.
We're
And
not
he
talking
did that,
about
but
Biden.
the grand jury refused it. I'm trying to tell you, and then when
So
it came out
you don't
unredacted. He
recall.
has no
Hold on.
control of it being
You don't
redacted.
recall. You don't call
Trump don't have no
Andy
control of
saying.
it being redacted.
Do you not recall her saying that if she released those files, half of the government is gonna go down?
She
You
shouldn't have
remember that?
said that. Now I'm
Uh,
gonna be honest with you on that one. I can't control Pam Bondi and what she does. Pam Bondi
So
probably
you
shouldn't have
don't.
said a
She
whole
shouldn't.
lot of stuff that she said.
Why is she saying? Okay, so Google
She shouldn't
this.
have said some of the stuff that she said.
Google
I'm gonna
this.
admit that
Google
because to
this,
me she
guys.
shouldn't have said some of the things that she said,
Who
and she's gotten
was
backlash about some of the shit
who's
that she
this?
has
That's because
said.
she's not going with the program.
Well, she
She's
still
coming out
shouldn't
of
have
her
said
shell.
what she
So
said
be-
because
because
when it did come down to it, she didn't bring out nothing,
so
and that's why
Google
she
who
shouldn't have
has
said
the
nothing,
reports on their desk.
huh?
In Google who has the client list and the files on their desk. So I need you to
Google
say
has.
it, 'cause I know who has the files and the client list on their desk, and it's gonna bring up the lady that we were talking about, and it's gonna mention the Epstein files and JFK and the MLK files while you're
Oh
there.
God, you guys are exhausting. You know that you guys are exhausting.
I mean, the
The
truth
shit y'all
hurts. I
tripping
know the
off
truth
of is
makes you
so
tired
so
sometimes. You know what I'm
wasteful
saying? But
time.
it
Wow.
hurts to know the truth. And my goal is to sit here and let you know that
Let me
with
see
a
what
lot
it's
of the
saying.
stuff
My
that you're
eyes,
pulling
boy,
up
I gotta
is
learn to get my
crazy.
glasses.
So the Senate and the Congress went to court, and
Well, they said the FBI has them.
it was
You hear me?
mandated that they redact the
You hear
file.
me? They said the FBI has the files.
Pam Bondi has no right to redact any names other than the victims. Yet the
That
incompetent administration
enforcement.
released the victims' names and redacted all the Trump's files. Trump's rich homies' names. So of course they redacted the files when you get them, they're not gonna come redacted.
What is you
They were
talking about? You know
when you
what?
get the
I can't
files on
make.
your
You know
when you
what?
get the
I
files,
can't.
at least when you get the files, what happens
No,
is
no.
they're gonna
I'm
come to
I'm
where
not
you can
gonna.
see it. So you don't
No,
want to hear
that's
it? Now you don't want to hear the truth. Are
no,
you
it's not
copping
the
out
truth.
right
It's
now?
your truth.
Google.
That's
Why
your
you want
truth.
to look? Why you want to look it up, love? Look
Because
it
I
up.
just told you what it
Don't
was. They came
don't you know
unredacted. They was under Biden. No one has the authority, but the judicial
it's
system
crazy that
has it.
you can't
Okay,
speak
Biden.
without saying
When
Biden.
Trump did it,
It's wild.
when Trump first released them, they were redacted, fully redacted. Okay, I don't know why you
So
guys don't act like why Biden when he could have did the same damn thing.
he didn't release any of the files.
He could have did
He
it.
could have, but guess how they was gonna come?
Okay, so why
Guess
the
how they
hell
was
y'all didn't ask for
Elise,
it then?
Elise, Elise. Guess how they was gonna
He
come?
had the control.
They
He
was
had if
gonna come.
Trump was in those
They
files,
were gonna
Biden was
come
already charging him for rape. Why he
unredacted. You
didn't
do
do it
know that, right?
then?
They were gonna come unredacted. I'm
Oh
just letting
my
you know.
God.
So
You
look,
guys
check this out.
are crazy.
Nah, I don't think we crazy,
It
Elise.
is. It's
If I'm
crazy. It's
sitting
like,
here, look,
okay, they charging the man 34 felonies. They're getting him for rape. And he has the DOJ where he can look at the Epstein files right now. Let me look in these files. Let me see if there's anything in these files why I got this man on charges of rape. And this motherfucker don't do it. And then all y'all do is wait for Trump to get in office to say some
so
shit in there.
let
It's
me get this
fucking
right.
insane to me.
Let me get this right. You mean
It
to
shit
tell
don't
me?
make sense how y'all just
Hold on,
let
hold on,
Biden have
let
all
me get
his
this right.
34
Let me
felonies.
see if I'm
He
tripping.
gonna get him on rape.
So
The
you mean to
Epstein
tell
files
me?
right there.
Hold on,
Wait
hold
for
on,
Trump
hold
to
on.
get in office. All of a
I
sudden,
got you.
he's suspicious when Biden could have found that shit then.
Check this
This
out.
just don't
You
make sense.
you mean to tell me that a stack of files is gonna come unredacted to your desk, wide open for the public to see, and you're gonna sit there and redact the names so nobody can see what's going on pages, thousands, millions of pages of these files. You're gonna block them out, and then you're gonna say that you're innocent. It seems to me that if I'm innocent, somebody got some files, and I got in charge of them. I want to clear my name. It's unredacted. That's just on the street level. That's unredacted. So I know if it qualifies for a street level, it's got to go to a presidential level.
Silly, man.
Hmm?
What are
I
you
know it's
talking
hard.
about?
I know it's hard for you to believe that files come
No, you
unredacted, but it
can't
is.
tell me what
I
you
know it's
coming
hard
up
for
with,
you to
sir.
believe that the
That's
person.
your take.
I'm only
It
going
doesn't
off
mean
of
it's
what
right.
is
I am
out
telling
there.
you,
Your Barney
no.
had them on her desk. She was supposed to put the matter of fact. You see this right there? You see that comment? The Senate and the Congress went to court, and it was mandated that they redact the files. Pam Bundy
And they
has no right to
redacted them.
redact any
And they
names.
redacted them.
It was for the victims. And what y'all do? Total opposite. Y'all
It
cover
was redacted.
you
But what
cover
I'm
the
saying, if
petty,
they're
and
redacted,
and
Trump
then
name has still haven't come up
you
though.
ex that's
Trump name
because y'all
still haven't come
redacted
up
them.
though.
What are you Elise,
Trump
that's
name still
because
haven't
you
come up though.
that's because if I had a little black marker, I can hide the
No,
names
that's
too.
not redacted
If I
anymore.
wrote your if I wrote your
It's
name
not
on this
redacted
lifesaver
anymore.
face and I did this,
It's not redacted anymore.
your name is not in there. You
It's
see
not
that?
redacted anymore.
Lifesaver,
You
no
don't have
lifesaver.
proof of that.
Lifesaver,
You
no
don't have
lifesaver.
proof of that. You
It's
don't have
proof in
proof
the
of that.
you know what proof I have? Is that
None. You don't have
it's
no
being
proof that that happened.
I have
What I'm
proof that
telling
it's
you
being
is
redacted.
it's
That's enough proof
unredacted.
that I need. Because if okay, so check this out.
It's
How many
unredacted.
hold on, let me ask you this question since you know everything else. How many cases that he has to where he done sued people for saying stuff that wasn't true?
What?
Defamation. You know what defamation is? How many
He only
times
got
have
that from
Trump
ABC, right?
who Trump got it from ABC?
He won from ABC for defamation of character with George Stephanopoulos, whatever his name is. I
He
know he
has
won
sued
that case.
he only won one case, and that was against
Right,
ABC, right? The other cases
right.
he has filed and he not long. He has not won. That means that he is eager to prove his name, and if you lie on him, he's gonna sue. He hasn't attempted to
So
sue.
50
He
cents do
hasn't
it
he hasn't attempted to sue anybody that's in these files or anything like that. You know why?
because
Because
he's
when the
not
suit
in them.
comes, if he wasn't in them, then you would have them
He's
unredacted.
not in them.
But I can see that that's not going to work with you.
No, he's
So,
not in them.
uh, okay,
Okay,
I guess
Epstein
I
would. Why
guess
Epstein didn't say nothing?
I
He
guess
had
he
an
redacted a.
opportunity. Clinton got
I
on the stand and said he wasn't in them.
he didn't say
Okay,
that. He said that
Clinton.
he
We
doesn't.
Clinton
He
don't know of
said
it. They
he
ran in the
doesn't
same
know of
circle.
him, which means we
Well,
probably
they
wasn't
ran in
in
the
the.
same circle.
Which means when he testified, just like his wife said,
Oh
I
my
don't know, I just
God.
circle with him,
So
or he
you don't
might
have
not
no
have been.
friends that you don't know if they done something, and you ran
Of
in a
course, I don't
circle.
have. I don't know some. A lot
You
of what my
when we
friends do.
came up, I
I know
hung
a
out
lot
with
of what
certain
some of them
people.
do, and a
I
lot
hear
of.
stuff.
I know a lot of
They
what
all
some
in
of
the
them
same
do,
circle.
and what
He
some
ain't
of
been
them
to
don't
he
do.
haven't been to the island. Google that. Google it.
Eh,
Google it.
We
Google
we
it.
don't. I will Google it when the unredacted files are unredacted.
No,
Until then,
Google it
he
right
got
now
something to
because it
hide.
should have
He
came
got
out.
something
They
to hide because
already
if you
had
didn't
enough
have
out
nothing to
on it.
hide,
33 of them. 30.
if you didn't have nothing to hide, I guarantee you that they would be unredacted. Because if it was anything about the president Trump, another president in there, he'd have definitely exposed it just like they did the other one. They were redacted for a reason. Let's just be honest. Until the rest of these files come out unredacted, then you can't stand on what you're standing on. Because right now it's questionable. If it wasn't questionable, I'm gonna give him his props. But it's questionable at least. I'm just trying to
They
figure out like
already are redacted.
you can't be that
Unredacted.
stone cold on believing this dude doesn't do any wrong, but
They
just talk
already
good.
unredacted.
Okay, so you do believe that he will sue for defamation, correct? Or he
For
has
what? What
sued.
are you talking about? He already sued for defamation with
Okay, so you don't think he
ABC.
would he doesn't you don't think that he would sue
He
some
don't
of
have a
these
reason to
people?
sue because he's not in there and nothing came out about him in there. What are you suing
Think
for?
about what you're saying. If he doesn't have a reason to sue and his name is not in the files, and
When
that's the defamation
his
case.
name
That's a
came up in the
defamation case.
files because
That's
they
a,
were associate and
that's
he
a
flown.
defamation
Okay.
case.
Oh my God, Jesus. He's not in
No,
the
it's
files
defamation.
with being
If
about
if he's
anything
not
inappropriate.
if he's
Okay, they
not
were
in the
friends.
files, if he's not in
Okay,
the
can I say
files, it would
something?
be defamation. Yes or no?
No.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
looking. He's in the
That's
files.
crazy.
He's mentioned in the files because they were associates. All right.
Okay.
They did fly to Florida, but Trump has never been to the island. It's mentioned. He's mentioned. They said it. I read it. That he's
Okay.
in the files mentioned because him and Jeffrey Epstein used to be friends or they was associates. He's only mentioned where they flown on the plane
Hmm.
to Florida, but he's not in. None of those
So
women have
he
ever
would know nothing
testified.
about.
None of those women testified
None,
that Trump did anything
I know.
for him.
So
One
you mean to
lady,
tell me
you
they
know why
homies
Jeffrey?
and he don't know what his homies
Huh?
was doing? They
Say
homies, but
that
he don't know
again.
what his homies was doing. Let me play something for you. I'm glad you brought that up. So do you believe that he's never disrespected any young person under 18 sexually, any kind of way?
No, I don't believe he did it. I
No?
don't.
All right, let me
No, I
let me
don't.
play something from his own word. Hold on. I'm gonna play something for you, his own words. You ready? Here you go.
Oh Lord,
Everyone
grabbing
getting
them by the
dressed and
pussy.
ready,
What
and I'm
happened?
allowed to go
They
in
really
because I'm
play
the owner
that
of the
Hold
one.
on,
That's
pageant,
the
and
hold on.
only
therefore I'm
thing I could think
inspecting it. Is
of.
everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible
Let me start it
everyone's
over.
getting dressed and ready, and I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
I remember being in the back and hearing the chaperones say, ladies, listen up. We've got someone that's going to come in and see you. Make sure you're at least covered up. All of the girls were changing, getting their bras and underwear on and getting ready to put on their opening number outfits.
So when Donald Trump walked in, there were women in there who weren't fully clothed.
Correct. Women were not fully clothed when Donald Trump came in.
And some of those women were, what, as young as 15?
Yes, 15 years old.
I'll go backstage before a show.
Now you don't see nothing wrong with that?
I heard it wasn't true.
He just said it
Want me to
out of
find the information?
no. I can replay it. That's Donald Trump talking, right?
No, I'm saying that could have
No,
been
that's
clipped.
Donald. That's
But
it's
that can
being
be
clipped.
edited. That can be
No,
edited. I
well,
ain't
this
listening. I'll go find out
he
myself. You send
well
that information to me and I'll look
he
it up
would
myself.
find the
Because that could be
unclipped the un.
edited. No, I'm not believing that. I can't believe
That's
nothing coming
kind
from
of
y'all.
denied.
Your corner.
So you're saying a lie? I'm a lie, or
I'm saying
I
I gotta
don't believe
check it
you.
out to see for sure.
You you
Send
have
it
it
to
right.
me and let me
You are
look it up myself.
you are so right. So you can't believe nobody that lies, though, correct?
I'm saying,
I'm just asking, yes or
P,
no.
I'm saying just like I'm giving you something to research for what I'm saying about the Capitol, send me that and let me look it up because
I
I
will
know
definitely
it probably was
see.
doctor or it's a
So
lie.
so you
But
believe
let me check it out to
you
see if it's a lie. But no, I don't believe
okay,
it.
hold on. Well, I'm gonna prove something so minute that he lies about. Let me pull this one up for you since you don't believe.
Can't imitate gold, real gold. There's no paint that imitates
So
gold.
these aren't like from Home Depot or something?
No, this is not Home Depot stuff.
No,
This is-
not stuff you buy.
This is not Home Depot.
All that stuff is from Home Depot. Like, he lies
You
so
can't.
much. It's crazy.
What is this
It's
you showing
crazy.
me?
Little white lie. That was unnecessary lie.
I don't
Like,
know what
so
you showing me.
him lying. That's all it is. It's just him telling a bunch of lies. So whether he's walking in on 15-year-old girls, I don't know if you have a daughter or not, or a niece or anybody of that nature, but that's out of pocket. Totally out of pocket. If he's lying about gold paint and the same stuff that they sell at Home Depot, he's gonna lie about anything. You know what I'm saying? You lie, you steal, you kill. You already know how they go. So it seems
What?
like
Okay,
there
so
is
he lied
no
about
matter.
that. Was he president at the time?
He was in the White House. You didn't see the video. He
No,
was in
I
the White
can't.
House, man.
Honestly, no, I can't really see
They
good because
he
this
showed
camera
you in the
small.
White
To be
House
honest.
talking about the gold stuff that he has in there, and he's lying. They showing the same thing at Home Depot for $1.99, and he's saying
Oh,
it.
okay. So they claiming that that's what somebody did say. Oh, he lying
No,
about that. So he showed you that.
he
No, you
he
believe
was
him that he lying.
he was
That's what you
in
telling me.
Home Depot. Well, this is the thing about it. No matter what we tell you, you're not gonna believe. You don't believe
Yeah, because no matter what I tell y'all,
you don't
y'all the
believe that
same
he
way.
did
You
it.
do me the same way. No
You
matter
and
what
we
I tell
have
you, just like what I
proof.
told you about the Capitol.
Elise,
What you say? Come on, you
Elise,
didn't believe it either.
Elise. At least there's no way that there's a door wide open, but yet y'all still decide
I'm
to break
telling
in?
you what happened at the Capitol, that
I
the
know.
door, there was
I
certain
just say that.
entrances.
out.
breach
Certain interests.
there was breaching of the
I,
barriers. The
it's
one was there, the cops let them in. The other one, yeah,
and the
I'm
other
telling
ones.
you that.
So it was so many
Okay, you
people
can't
they was
believe it, just
saying,
like I'm not
hold on.
believing that unless
It was
I
so many
see you
people.
send me the information. Let me dig and look for it.
It
But
was
no,
so
I
many
don't.
people that
Just like you don't.
they couldn't fit through the front door. But so many people over there were coming in the freeway that they couldn't walk through the front door. Now let me ask you this question: why was there a noose on the Capitol grounds? Oh, you don't believe that neither. Look it up before I ask you. Go ahead and look it up while I'm asking this question. Why was there a noose on the grounds of the place? There was a noose.
Well,
The
because a
whole noose.
black guy planted them. Go,
So wait,
yeah, go look
you
it
would
up. The
tell me.
black guy planted those bombs.
I said a noose. You know what a noose is? What they used to hang black people with from a tree. Not no bomb.
Uh,
A noose.
okay, where was
It,
that at? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I apologize.
it
I
was
can't
on
hear
the
you
it
real
was
good.
on the grounds of the Capitol grounds.
When?
Look it up. Look,
I'm sorry, because I can't hear you. I thought you said something
a
else.
noose is when you hang people. What they used to hang people with.
When
They
did
set
this
that up
happen?
during the insurrection. You
When
don't
did
remember
that
that neither?
happen?
During the insurrection, January 6th. You don't remember that?
Yeah, but I don't remember no news. I didn't read about that.
You don't remember?
No, I didn't read about a news
Look,
being on the
pull up the
Capitol
noose.
grounds during January 6th.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look it up right now before I tell you what's going on. So the news was in the Turner Diaries. This is the diary in the Bible that these white people follow. All the names that I named for you on that out the racist group, Ku Klux Klan, Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, American Identity Movement, so on and so on. This is what they follow. It's called the Turner Diaries. They followed everything out of that book, page by page. And when they got in there, they didn't say, "Oh, we got to take the tour." They said, "We did it." They finally done what was inside that book. This is before you and I. So until you understand what's really going on in America and what has been going on in America and what the true agenda is, you just a lost Trump supporter that's going on here, just like the rest of them. You kind of confused. And I really, like Rico said, you were delusional and you have a little problem with this because no matter what nobody says, you don't believe it. And I don't know what news that you watch or where you get your sources from, but you really need to open your eyes up a little bit more. That noose was set on there because that's was something they followed from the racist history that they've been going since suppression votes way back in the day, before it was a Democrat and Republican and it was switched over. They would just sit at the voting polls and stop black people from going there.
So you
So
keep
yes,
talking about
it's
the
a lot of stuff.
past. That's what gets on me. You
No, I
guys
was
keep
talking
talking
about
about the past. What
I
about
was
now?
waiting, I
What are
was
we
waiting
doing
for you to
now?
come up.
Can we do now? Can we move
What we're doing
forward?
now is, yeah, we can, but we have to educate the people like yourself that's still back there and delusional and there's stop. That noose, I need you to look up what that meant. And I need you to see it before you say that it wasn't
Why is
there.
it
Did you see the noose that was in front of the Capitol?
again?
Yeah. You saw it?
Why is that important?
Because if I need you, because if unless I show
But
you,
why is
you
it
don't
important?
believe
Is
it.
it
Look
stopping
at God.
black people?
Did you
Is
not
it
see it or
stopping
not?
black people doing anything in this country?
Okay, you're right. It's the group that
But
follows them that's
will it
willing to
stop us
help
for
him
achieving
stop the
anything
people
in this
that's in this
country?
country. It sure
No,
will.
it won't.
It sure it sure
It's
will,
not.
because
It's
that's in
not
the document.
stopping you from
You can
what you're
still
doing
know
right
about that.
now.
So what I need you to do is look up the Turner Diaries, look up the people that back
No,
your
I need
person
what we
and
need
who
to
he
do
follows and who
is
he supports.
collectively
Because
build
right
and
now
become economically wealthy. That's what
we can't collectively build unless everybody is educated on the past and the current and the future. And right now you're missing a big bulk of that. And you do all this spreading of different things on your page, which is up to you. You can do that all day. But guess what? At least don't be biased in the information that you spread. I seen you post something also about Carmelo Anthony and that situation out there that happened out here. I gotta ask you, do you think he was wrong in what happened or who was right? The white boy or Carmelo?
I think that Carmela shouldn't have brought a knife
You know, not so to the school, right?
to
To a track
attract
meet.
me. I think he shouldn't have did that. And I
To a
think he
track
should
meet.
have been with his
Okay.
team. And I think he
His
should have
team.
fought
Okay.
fairly. He can't
Well,
fight. He a punk. What he got to bring out a weapon. First thing first is you get
let me
down
help you.
first. He
Let me
didn't do
help you.
that. He grabbed a knife like
Let
a
me
little
help you with
chicken,
that.
like all these little
Let
young kids can't fight.
let me let me help you with that. So that school was right next door to my house. Those kids, I cut a large percentage of those kids. Now let me tell you the story that happened. On that campus, those kids was bullying that kid. He still had to go do what he had to do. It was not a knife. That's what everybody keeps saying. Unfortunately, it was a fleek spike, different than a knife. That's how it penetrated his bone structure so easily because it was a cleek knife that actually tightens the cleek on your foot. So when people are posting this stuff like this, oh, I seen it on your page. Oh, this is the Carmelo Anthony starter kit. Come on, man, you got to at least know both sides of the story before you tell it. I knew a kid that was sitting right next to him when it happened. And you notice you don't see a lot of that stuff in the headlines no more, right? That's because they're finding out more and more and more about the situation that is going to be a self-defense plea. It's going to be a self-defense because they robbed that kid. They took something from him, which is robbery, and he went into self-defense mode. But while you posting this stuff, it makes it look like you have self-hate against your people. I don't think you love us as much as you say you did because you would evaluate both sides of the story. I'm like I told you, I'm gonna be in the middle and I'm gonna watch both sides. So when you keep on saying y'all this and y'all that, nah, I'm very clear on what I do. And I'm gonna
So
investigate. I'm not fixing to ride
I
with
looked
somebody
at the
just because of that.
I looked at the story, and I looked at the story, and I looked at the story, and I still said to myself, I guess I have to look back when I was in school. We weren't quick to bring no knife out the fight. So for it to lead to a quick knife fight that fast, it still was not necessary to have done. And that's just the way I look at it. I say to myself, well, he shouldn't have had whatever he had, he used it as a weapon and to kill the kid. So why was he so quick to grab a weapon like that? My battery running out. Oh my God.
Because you had two kids that was much larger than him and that had already had an altercation with him prior to that. So he already knew what was going on. So where I'm from, same city you from, it's by any means necessary when it comes to
No,
protecting yourself. Is that right?
I'm not gonna agree because to me, they're not even talking about it. If that was the case, they would still be talking about, hey, we
You know
found
why they
that this
don't?
kid was
You,
self-defense.
you know
But
why?
nothing's come
Because the
out that it
story,
was self-defense because the
guess
media
what?
still be talking
It,
about it.
it was self-defense. That's why they don't want to talk about it because once they start interviewing the people that were witnesses, they understood what was going on. That's why it's not a big hoorah about this court case that's happening in June of this year.
Right.
That's because at first it was like, oh, somebody needs to play the victim. Black kid stabs him in this white neighborhood. Nah, that wasn't that.
Okay, but
First of all, the housing market out here. Hold on. The housing market out here is designed for people to come move out here. They don't want to scare nobody out of all these brand new schools they're doing.
okay,
Right. And they want to paint that picture of what's going on. The
but
boy
do you
has to
agree
go to
that
court.
most of the homicide is being done by these kids? You know what I mean? Like we are black on black crime is high. And it's to me, it's like we're quick to do violence faster than anything. I can't go back on that. I just know what I saw. And at that time, it just shows that it make black kids seem to be doing a lot of violent things. You know what I mean? Now, I felt bad. I don't know what happened. I do know that it does appear that that boy was over in their tent. They asked him to leave. Why he didn't leave, I don't know what they were saying. He said, make me, but you're right. I didn't get the witnesses talk, none of the other witnesses that was there. I don't know what they said, but I fully don't believe he was being bullied, is what you said. I can't knock what you're telling me. Maybe you are telling me that. I don't know. Can't say. I know he
I
had a
got wi-
bad
I got
representation. That black
I
guy
got
who was representing him shouldn't have been representing him.
I got it straight from the actual
I'm gonna have to
witnesses
get
that's
off
there.
because my battery's getting low
So
and I'm moving around the
all right.
house.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and let you close out before you get shut off. But just to finish up, let you know what happened was he had gotten bullied by these kids.
Okay.
These kids were way bigger than him. It's two of them. They're brothers. So if you fight one, you got to fight both of them. That's
Okay.
just in the history of this fighting, regardless, no matter what it is. He picked the wrong person that day, and they messed around and found out. The toughest brother, was the one that got stabbed. He was known for being in his neighborhood for disrespecting his mom and his dad. They didn't have no control of the household. And what happens was when they seen that kid there and they were all sitting in the bleachers, it started raining. He had got up under the tent talking to another girl. He comes over there and say, hey, you need to leave. You have no right to tell nobody anything if we all here at a track meet and we're all just sitting here. Right. So they took it upon themselves and they messed around and found out. That's why now the story ain't as big as it is. It's because they're finding out more details of the story to say, okay, yeah, we might be wrong about this one. And you'll never hear like all the accusations of rape and all this different stuff. You never hear the outcome. You hear them blame them, but you never hear, oh, it was dismissed or it was thrown out or that person was lying.
Okay, so
So
you say
stay
you
tuned in June.
independent, but you say you independent, but you don't talk independent. You talk like you're on the left and you're a Democrat. Because the way you speak
Nah,
about a whole lot of things that you're not
I never
conservative. Well,
said
how do you feel about boys playing in
I
women's sports?
hold on. Boys who?
How you feel about men playing in women's sports?
They shouldn't be in women's sports.
They shouldn't.
Period point blank. They shouldn't be. A woman should be able to play women's sports and a man should be in men's sports. You know why? You have a little girl that's got 4 years in college. I mean, high school. She has in sophomore, to play. Right. These last two are the proven years for her to go to any college. You think there should be a man that jumps in there and that's identifying as a man that's going to take her position? That's not going to further that career. No. I like you said, I'm looking at both sides. I'm not left or right. I'm a realist. I'm gonna see what's wrong and right on both sides. So I'm not dumb enough just to stick there and believe what somebody's gonna show me or tell me. I'm fixing to go see what's cracking with it. So
Right.
with that being
So
said,
so let me
when I vote, I'm bouncing on both sides, and I'm going to look up those candidates and figure out who's doing what for what.
so what you
That's
think
who I
about
am. That's
Jasmine
what I do.
Crockett?
I voted for Jasmine Crockett. She's a very educated civil
See,
rights
that's
attorney, and
where I
as you can
know
see,
that's where we see that's where we have a
so,
difference of views. Why she's
so
very
why
what?
why did,
Go ahead and tell me why you voted for her.
well, if you didn't stop me, I could have tell you
I'm
she's well
sorry.
versed in the law and a lot of the things that she does, and then she holds her ground up in that Senate office.
She do
And
what?
you know I do. So
What is she
why don't you
doing?
like Jasmine Crockett? What is she doing? She's doing a lot for Texas.
What?
She's gonna be doing a lot for Texas.
What is she
She has
doing?
to be
Name
there to do
something.
it. But right now, she's calling out. This is what I'm gonna do. You tell me why you don't like Jasmine Crockett.
No, no, I'm asking you why did you vote for her? What is she doing? What has she laid out that she's gonna do to better Texas in her district? What has she
She's
said?
well educated and she's a prominent defense attorney for civil rights
Okay,
and
but
terms. She's
what
been
does
fighting for
that
that.
gonna do to help her community? That all she got, that this
So
what is she gonna do?
when she comes into office, we're gonna have a level playing field when she comes in here. She's gonna call out a spade, right? And she's gonna do what she's supposed to do. Like she's still trying to get these files out from the Epstein files that you guys don't want to release,
But
or
that's
they that
what I'm talking
not
about for
you guys
local,
they
her
don't release.
district. What is she doing for district? Now we're not talking about Epstein files. That's after
No,
Trump.
I'm
We're talking
saying
about what is she
she's
doing for
doing
her
a lot to expose
constituents.
what's
What
going
is
on,
she gonna
and
do?
she's gonna do a lot,
Like what?
and she's gonna expose a lot of what's going on. I don't
Ex-
know
I'm
all
talking
of
about
what
what
she
is she
has
gonna
going
do
in
to
her.
better the district community? What are you
Well,
talking about exposure?
she's gonna
How is that gonna better the district
how
that she
long how
represents?
long did you how long did you stay in Texas? 2017,
I'm
right?
asking you, how is it that Jasmine
Uh,
Crockett is
this is
going
gonna
to
relate to
better
my
her
answer.
district? What is she
How
offering
long
her
how long
constituents?
did you stay in how long did you stay in Texas when you came
See,
here? 1 year?
now you're not playing fair because I'm asking you a question and you
It's not
switching the
playing fair
conversation.
because to answer your question, Imma ask you, do you know the history of Texas? Do you know
I'm not
who's been
switching.
here
I'm
before her?
asking you about Jasmine Crockett that you voted for, sir. What is she gonna
Eh,
do for her district? What did she
she's
talk about?
gonna
Did she lay it
she's
out?
gonna change so I don't know all of what she's gonna
Yeah,
do, but
that's
she's
what I'm
gonna
talking
change
about.
what Ken Paxton
See,
and all them been doing for years out here. Do you know the last time we had a blue representative out here?
the last time you had what?
A blue representative out here.
What representative? A black one again?
I
That we
said a
going color again?
blue, blue, a Democrat.
Is that
Like I
yeah,
said.
Democrat again?
When was
Black
the last time
Democrat.
we had
That's
one?
all y'all look for. Nothing else. You don't look
When
for
was the
nothing else
last
of what she
time
gonna do to better or what kind of
when
policy or what she gonna do to improve your district. All you know is a black Democrat and what she doing and what she look like. That
and
shit is
she's been
whack.
doing she's
It
been
don't get
fighting for
nowhere.
she's been
She
fighting
ain't
for
wrote not one legislation. All she
a
do
lot
is
of
sit up
things.
there and talk with batting her eyes, black female with weave and talking loud. This is what we want to
You
represent us,
sound
huh?
just like the white lady that said that same
Obama
statement. I
endorsed a
believe
white lady, a
I
white
believe
governor
Rick
against a black
said the
governor
same
for
thing
Vermont,
too.
for Virginia. Obama endorsed a
So
white governor, white lady, against a black lady in Virginia. Why did he do
how
that?
how long were you out in Texas? A year?
No, I stayed for about a good 3.5. And then I
Three and a
moved
half
back
years.
and stayed for 2. So I wasn't
Who was
staying
in her
long.
position? Who was in her position when you was here?
Jasmine Crockett wasn't there. She just became elected
I
during the
know she was
beginning of. She just got
because
elected
they haven't been
in
this
Congress.
state hasn't been blue in over 20 something years. So I was
Huh?
asking like who Ken Paxton, right?
Ken Paxton.
Was it
I
Ken
thought he
Paxton?
was the attorney or something like that.
So you're just not going to vote for her because she is black?
I'm not living out there, and I wouldn't vote for her because she ain't talking about nothing. She ain't finna do. All she doing is japping about Trump. She ain't talking about doing nothing for her district, for her community. What she bringing to the table? What we gonna do? This is the tax cuts we gonna make for you guys. She ain't bringing nothing to the table but her mouth and Trump. That's some bullshit, and y'all running with it because she black, and there y'all go. That's how low by and standards we are. We don't even think of quality because all we think is race and a black woman. How
So
woo
wait a
ha.
minute.
That
You
shit
said
is
it's
that's
about
why we get
race?
what we get because we low in our voting. We just vote for her because she's black. And you can't
Hold
even
on.
tell me what she talking about. You can't even
You
tell
tell
me
me
what she gonna
we
do
only
other
vote
than
we
she
only vote
talks
for race?
good and she's a lawyer.
Is that hold on. You said we only vote for race? But you the
Huh?
same person that says every time somebody is a black Republican, we call them a sellout,
Y'all do
right?
do that when somebody like me, I'm a coon, I'm a coonisha, I'm a sellout, I'm all this shit. I hate myself because I speak out against black degeneracy, or I can't say it right, but black people with, out there looking like hoodlums and shit, wearing these bottoms and embarrassing us, you know,
So
like,
that's
we act like we're okay with that shit, with that behavior.
and that's very the same statement I look when I seen you on your page talking about Carmelo Anthony. Everything about that's on your page is talking about what black people don't do. But I've never seen anything about what white. I asked you about what Trump did, what you don't like about Trump. You said that he just talks too much. That's all that you
Yeah,
see.
because well, then
With
you accept that then, because I don't. I like him. He hasn't done anything. Let me say why. Because based on what I've seen, some of the Democrats done that I voted for in the past, and just accept my explanation. Don't knock it because I feel the same way about your explanation. But the reason why is because what I witnessed with Obama, what I witnessed with Biden, what I witnessed with Clinton, they ain't did no better than what Trump is. Trump is different. I've never voted Republican, still Trump. And that's just that. And I didn't get into it until Biden because I was looking at Biden. It was just something about him wasn't right. And he wasn't right. He couldn't even speak.
so
He had over
you didn't
how
vote.
many, how many gays he had in his cabinet? He broke record with all the gays in his cabinet. You guys wanted a president like that? And now look at Kamala Harris, her VP right now, Minnesota. That son of a bitch have fraud right there. $9 billion fraud with Somalia. And we was getting ready to vote for him. And that bitch been to China for 30 times. He's a communist. He been to China 30 times, the VP that she picked for
But
Minnesota.
you
But
don't
y'all want to
see you
vote
don't
for
see
her.
nothing
Y'all don't
wrong
know nothing about the
with
candidate.
Donald Trump. And why did you vote for Trump?
I just told you why. I voted for him this year. I didn't vote for him in 2016. I didn't vote for him in 2020. I voted for Hillary
Why?
Clinton in 2016 reluctantly. In 2020, I just cast it with Kanye West because I wasn't sure. But this year, why I voted for him because I looked at Biden. I seen how the Democrats was. I watched all their policy. I went and researched all that they done, and I looked at the black community. I seen how much of a shithole they was. I seen how the black leaders, like with Maxine Waters out here, you should see her district. And I just discovered they all corrupt, they fraud, they stealing and shit. Their community looks like trash. And we're voting for them as
So
blacks on the local level, but we tripping off of Trump who they can't do nothing about the local area. These are black Democrats, you know?
what did Trump do for the local area?
Huh?
What did Trump do for the local area?
Trump is national. Why is he got to be local? We vote for city councils and we vote for people like Jasmine Crockett. Those are the people who are local. They have no
Mhm.
control. Trump has no control over that. That's why he has no control in California, where
And
ICE
you're in
is, and
California,
he
right?
withdrew the National Guards. Remember, he had to do it because Trump has no jurisdiction over the governor when the governor put in policies to keep ICE out here. But y'all say he a dictator. I see the National Guard's not in California because if he was a
He's
dictator,
trying
they
to
would
be
be here.
he's trying to be a
Well,
dictator.
he
If you
can't be
follow
one.
what
He
it
ain't
is,
one because if he won, he
and
would have
then
sent
you
the
add
National Guard anyway to
so you don't
California,
think
and
that
he didn't do it.
you don't think this Iran war that he's trying to start right now is gonna lead him to trying to
Wait a
be in the
minute.
office and he gotta
We're not
face
finna
the
bring that.
Epstein?
He's not doing none of that. Stop it.
None of that?
No.
None of that? So
No,
it's
he's
happening
not.
though, right? This is the same guy that
If that's the
said
case,
in
if
20
that's the case,
this is the
Obama
same
bombed
guy in
Yemen.
2011 said he said that he was gonna not that Obama was gonna do it for the simple fact that he didn't
Okay,
want to get out of
well,
office.
I'm talking about something else right now. I'm not talking about. I'm saying
You're all
I'm talking
Lise, you're
about. I'm
always
talking
talking
about
about
the local.
something
You
else.
talking about Jasmine Crockett in the local district. You don't even know why you voted for her.
I did okay, because she wants better health care.
Oh my
So
God,
the
she wants
healthcare
better
system
health
that you
care.
didn't know about,
Oh
the
Jesus
Affordable Care
Christ!
Act and Obama, you didn't know nothing about that. So you wouldn't if I tell you that, of course I would
I do.
expect
I
your
looked
response because
into it. I looked a little
you
bit
didn't know
into it.
the same thing, but it was after the last podcast, right?
Yeah, I had to because I was
Right,
unprepared for
right.
it. I didn't know you was gonna
That's
throw that
why
out
I don't
there.
even need to talk to you about certain things because it's like kind of over your head. Police reform. She wants to have better fair elections. What I'm saying is, like, I'm trying to figure out you as a black woman, how you are in California, right? Or Arizona.
I'm in both. I travel both to Arizona,
So,
California, sometimes
okay.
Texas.
So who are you voting for out there? You know about these elections out here. Why who are you voting for out there?
Well, in Arizona, I don't quite
Excuse
know
me?
about Arizona election, but here in California, for governor is
Well, where you gonna vote at?
that's a good question. Huh?
California?
I may vote in
I mean
California
you
because
well you
I
have to
haven't
be
been in
registered
Arizona
to
long
vote
enough
in
to
one
vote.
area.
Huh?
Oh, you haven't been there, so you
Not long enough.
gotta
I've
vote
been
in
there since
California.
October. So
So who are you voting for in California? Democrat or Republican?
I'll probably vote Republican.
Probably. I kind of know.
You
Why are
know
you voting
why?
for this
You
person?
know why? I want to be honest. Why? Because I'm just saying my personal spirit. What I've observed with Democrats are off the cliff. They have horrible policies, and like right
Mm.
now, that's why I question you. They don't say what they're going to do. All they do is campaign off of hating Trump. Trump bad. Well, tell us what you're gonna do. We vote for you, Democrats. Tell us what's the solution. And to me, that's very juvenile to vote for somebody because they're campaigning against Trump and you guys don't like Trump and you have this whatever against Trump. It's what they use in Germany, I guess when they wanted to start Hitler, they propaganda and they hate on the other person, smear on the other
That's
person, and you
funny you
guys
say
don't
that.
even know who y'all voting for. It's very
So,
important that y'all, at least if you vote for
let me,
Jasmine Crockett,
I'm
find
glad
out
you
what
brought
she
that up.
stand for.
Yeah, I already know what I voted for, but look, well, I'm gonna ask you this. So, immigration, you cool on immigration, right?
What about immigration?
Like you're not down with the immigration thing, get
I
everybody out of here,
believe
correct?
that I believe mass.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
believe in mass deportation. I believe that.
Deportation.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. I believe that immigration doesn't hurt Black people. I feel that it
Mm.
does because a lot of Black people, like I think Rico was saying, "Hey, Black people not gonna do those jobs." Well, I remember at one time. Remember that movie Car Wash? Black people were doing those jobs. Why not?
How long ago was that?
I know, but
Who's
still,
working
you
at a car
bringing up
wash
something that
right now?
happened long ago with Trump father,
Okay. Well, where was Trump father from?
huh?
Huh?
I didn't hear
Where was his
you.
dad from? Where was Trump father from?
I don't know Kentucky somewhere. Shit, I don't know. I ain't looked that
He
deep in that name.
he's an immigrant. He's from Germany.
Okay,
So the same
so
people you was about to talk
so
about.
what?
So if you wanted the immigrants out of here, you would have his wife would be gone, Trump would
Isn't
be
she
gone, he
legal
wouldn't even
though?
be
We
here
talking about
right now.
illegal immigrants.
Do you know how she came on here? She
It
came on
don't
an
matter.
illegal
She
student
legal
visa.
though.
She came on an illegal student visa, which means you
She's
had to
still
have white
legal.
privilege in order to get that. You got it the wrong way. That was for people that were
She
supposed to
got
be
in there. I
students. She
don't
was
know
on
if
F.
that's true what
She
you're
was on.
saying. I have to look that
Let
up.
me.
But all I
You
know
gotta look
is
up
illegal
everything we say. This is the thing
immigrants.
about it, though, Elise. Check this out. She was with Epstein before all that. Do you not recall
Oh
that?
God, now we're
Gotta look
going
that
into
up too.
that. But
Do you? Well, look,
wait,
check this out.
wait.
I know you don't know a lot of the things. You only hear
But
your talking
what you
points, like
be
they said
picking
off
up is
ESPN
what you
or
be picking out. What you be
Fox.
picking
So
out
check this
be
out.
what?
His dad is from Germany. His parents was immigrants.
Okay, a
right?
lot of
That's
them
how
were
he came over
immigrants,
here.
and Ellis.
His wife is immigrant. So if they don't have no choice to be here, they
But
don't
they
have no
came in
rights to be
Ellis
here.
Island, right?
His wife came on off a student visa that she wasn't supposed to be here. But I mean, you got to look that
But
up
what
because
I
me
mean
telling
is,
you right
what?
now,
But
at the end,
okay,
you just gonna say you gotta look it up. So just to read some comments, Kilani says, "What the heck do you do, girl? Bye, and you must have voted for Kari Lake."
okay, that don't mean shit to me. What she's saying, that don't make sense. What she said, really, it don't. It's like,
Well,
what the fuck is you
well,
talking about,
well,
girl?
that's what I
Bye,
need you
and
to do.
you sound like
I
that.
need you to
Don't whatever,
I need I need you to go research everything that you said that you didn't
whatever.
know on here.
Shit.
And I think you finally got the Affordable Care Act and Obama plan. I think you were supposed to do that as your
I'll
last
go
homework
back and read the
assignment.
comments later.
But
I can't see
for
them right
this one,
now.
I need you to look up where your people's dad is
Oh, she
from
said I must have
and
voted
your
for
wife
Carrie
husband
Lake.
and
They don't like Carrie Lake in
and
Arizona.
and the I need you to check out how his wife got here and was she supposed to be here on that
You
visa
know, your
since you said that.
audience is biased anyway. I don't expect them to agree with me, so they all can kiss my ass. How about that?
Well,
They gonna agree
well,
with you.
Kehlani said she was done and you were cooked anyway, mom. So
Say what?
while we ending this, go ahead and give out your shout outs and give them your Facebook page so they can go in there and harass you like you
Oh
harass us
yeah,
all day
okay.
about
It's
useless information.
no, I don't want no more of y'all harassing me shit because I see y'all in orbit.
You bring it on yourself.
I'm not bringing
You
anything
spilling
on
all this
myself.
stuff
You guys
and
are
you don't
in.
have no
You
facts.
guys are nuts.
You have
You
no
focus
facts.
on the
And
wrong thing. You can't even tell me why you
you
voted
go with
for Jasmine
I
Crockett. Just
told
all over the place talking about you got to research.
I
She ain't talking about
I
nothing.
told you. I said I need to research everything else that she's might have
You
done just in
ain't,
case I
but you
missed it. But
voted for her already and don't know why.
I named off the 4 or 5 things that I
What 4 or
voted for
5
her for.
things? Going
And
after
just go
Trump,
back. Let me see. No, that was one
going
of them
after the
too.
Epstein
Like the
file.
way
That shit ain't
I
gonna help
like
your
I
community.
like the way she handles everybody. She's a stand-up black woman
Oh
more than
God,
what you can
that
say
is
for.
not. What's she
So,
standing up
but
to?
what
What's she standing up to?
Hey, go ahead and give
That shit. She's standing up to what?
she set it up to the lady that had the files on this desk that you didn't know about. See,
What
I can't have this
you got?
conversation with you if you don't know.
What's she gonna do for her
You need to go look
community,
it
her
up.
constituents? Did
Once
she give you her
once you go
plans?
back in there and look up the information,
Did
then
she
we can have
give
this.
you
Maybe
her
we'll do a
plans?
part
What she
2.
gonna do for y'all?
No, but she did a press
See what I'm
conference out here in
saying?
McKinney right down the
But I'm
street.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
But
voting for the
a
man
little
that
bit,
won.
just a little bit. I don't call you all the way crazy. You a little bit crazy. You still can find your way out of
Y'all
that dark
always
hole.
call me. Y'all call me
Stop
every
drinking
name
the
in the
Trump
butt.
Kool-Aid. And I've never disrespected you, have I?
No, none of y'all have. I know it's politics
That
and it
that
goes
that
there.
that that means that
So
my feelings not invested in this like yours. But what I need you to do
I
again
appreciate it too.
is to give people your outro or what you want to say, the last little bit or whatever you want everybody to hear. Drain it dry before we go.
Oh, I don't know what else to say other than hey, um, check me out, my page. You always welcome to come over there and engage. Maybe you can understand me, but it seems like I'm still being misunderstood. Are you guys just left wing lunatics? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Basically, that's all I have to say. I do love my people. I love both sides. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I truly believe the Democrats have used black people. And so that's why I'm real passionate about it. And I did become a Republican by default because I kept seeing Democrats' policies were horrible. I keep seeing black people and our black men being killed in the streets, and we pretty much ran by Democrats. So I just feel like we should hold them more accountable. And that's really where my position is. And I just became a Republican because I don't see Republicans doing us and exploiting us like they're doing. And that's pretty much my take on it. And that's where I'm coming from.
Well, I appreciate having you on here. We'll never see a Republican black president. I can guarantee that.
We may not. We
You're
may not see
definitely
another Democrat black president either.
well, we have seen one.
We
You
may
would
never
never
see
see,
another one because he didn't
and
do
we
nothing but
seen
for gays. He didn't
and
do
we
nothing for
seen
black people.
a black vice
What
president.
did
That's
what did
crazy. The
Obama
first
do for us?
in 12 years. He
What
did
did
something for
Obama
me. I
do for
can't even
us?
lie.
Nothing.
He did something for me, and I got
He
the
didn't.
paperwork
What
to
he
prove.
do?
Maybe when I meet you in public, I'll show it to you. He did something for
Okay.
me, and look, And I bet you this, it wasn't for all just black people. What he did was something
Okay.
for
Okay. You
every
say
person
so.
that was in the same situation that I was in, and I got proof to tell it. I'm telling you.
You
So,
know what your
and I'm gonna tell you
audience
something about
needs? You
me.
need to get a mixed audience. Your audience is biased. They all on that on the
No,
Democrat
these
side. They
people are
just all
coming from all
biased. I need to get some
different walks
conservatives
of
in
the
here.
world. And when you sign up, you know you have a little box at the top that you can invite all your crazy people. I
Okay,
mean,
we're
all
gonna
your
do that
guests.
next time because I'm gonna need me some
Next
help
time,
up in here because
yeah,
I'm getting sick of this all this shit y'all
you
saying.
need a lot of help. You bring whoever
What's
you
her
want
help
to. I got
plan?
we
Okay.
got 3 more people just like you. So look out for Wizzo Talk. He got an email coming for you. He gonna have 4 of y'all y'all people on there
Okay.
at the same time, and y'all can have this conversation as much as you want on Wizzo Talk. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in, so look out
All
for
right.
PM.
I enjoyed
And
you. I couldn't even get off.
and
My
then
phone was going off. I still enjoyed you though. All right.
and then I'm gonna just read off these last 2. She drank the Republican the Republican aid. And then we got Jersey. He said black women standing up against another black woman saying black women ain't standing up for nobody or anything is crazy. And then Kehlani said, sit down.
All right, you guys.
Alexi, all right, so I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. Was even though we had it on here, we did
All right, you guys. You guys have a good
get each
night.
other's information out. And I'll see you later, man. You
All right. Bye
be
bye.
safe out there. Stay
Okay.
safe.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, I tried, man. I was just here to just wanted to pick her brain just to see what she was thinking about. And as you can see, there's nothing you can tell her. If you prove it, I had all facts, I had information that was right here readily available, and she still said she got to go look it up. And I don't know how she's gonna look it up, what she's gonna do with the information. I don't know if she's gonna retain it, but it is what it is, man. I want to thank y'all for being on the show, man. Coming to the show, leaving all your comments. I want to thank the viewers. Comment, like, subscribe, man. Please, please, please share this, hit the like button, and all that stuff like that, and we will give you all your updates, man. Until then, y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed, man, and stay